All right, welcome everybody to my channel. Today is going to be an awesome stream. We're celebrating one of my favorite directors of all time, Alfred Hitchcock. So how this stream is going to work tonight, I'm going to bring out all my panel members one by one, and we're going to go through some of our Hitchcock memories, talking about how many Hitchcock films we have seen and just what our Hitchcock journey has been. Then we will go through 5 rounds going over our top 5 favorite Hitchcock movies. We'll also have some side recommendations in there if our titles do get pulled by somebody else during those rounds. We will also go into the Vertigo remake news, sharing our thoughts on that. And we will also do some Hitchcock honorable mention. So it's a jam-packed night. And we also do have a mystery, little suspenseful kind of surprise towards the end of the video. So I will save that. I'll let you all kind of think about that in suspense there. But let's go ahead and first let me put up this banner. So go psycho on that subscribe and like button. Get the panel in a frenzy tonight with a super chat. Thank you so much. And check out memberships for some mystery content. But let's go ahead and start bringing everybody out here. Let's go. Somebody who I know is a big classic fan here. And we got the Tim who knew too much.
Howdy. You got several classic fans too. KB is probably more knowledgeable than me, but I'm super excited for this. Like I was struggling here, man. There are so many great Hitchcock movies. I was struggling. This is a harder top 5 than the Spielberg, to be honest.
Oh, way more difficult. I absolutely agreed. And so, Tim, kind of let us know what your Hitchcock journey has been. First, how many Hitchcock movies have you seen?
Should have counted beforehand. Most of his non-silent era. His silent era, I haven't really dived into. I am way not knowledgeable on that, but most of his stuff that has talking, his talkies.
Most of the talkies, yeah. Yes. That's a lot of movies right there, because I think he's done, what, 40-something films? So for talkies, it has to be in the 30s, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's a pretty good amount.
So, Tim, how did you get into Alfred Hitchcock? What was your journey like? When did you start watching his movies?
Well, it would have been with my mom. All my classics, that all came from my mom. She had Turner Classic Movies and whatever else had classics going all the time. So everything I know classics came from her.
Oh, so early on. So you've been a Hitchcock fan ever since you've been a little one then?
Well, I grew into it more. It was weird. So I've been exposed to that most of my life, but then young me was like, black and white and stuff like that. And then as I got older, I grew to appreciate it more. But I've been exposed to Hitchcock most of my life.
Oh, that's awesome. And then let's go ahead and bring in another panel member, another part of the Collectors Club, actually. We got the Trouble with Hucky in the house. How are we doing out there, Huck?
I'm doing great. Look at this Collectors Club. Oh, let's get our hitch on tonight, fellers.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
So how many Hitchcock films have you seen, Huck? I know you're new to Hitchcock, kind of like me. We didn't dive into it since we've been young, right?
Right. No, it's funny because I'll tell you, like, and I'm kind of happy that, the good thing is whenever you get into Hitchcock, it's like a good time. And it just took me a really long time because a really long time. I had seen Psycho. That was it, because everyone sees Psycho. That's the one, if you're not a Hitchcock fan, that's the one Hitchcock film everyone sees, hands down. And then they call it a day. And I don't know what my hang-up was. I thought, who is this old director dude? I don't know. Because that was that young mentality that I just sort of forgot to revisit, because that only lasted a short time, but I just never thought of him again until, we started doing all this and doing the channel. And I'll be honest, it's like Ken did a Hitchcock month last year, and I don't even think he stuck to it, but I had this collection right here, this big old honking collection. I'm like, look, I bought this for a reason, and it is to educate myself on the love of Alfred Hitchcock. So let me do that challenge, whether anybody else does or not. I'm going to tell myself I'm doing the challenge. And so, I don't know if we want to get into the movies that we started with and all that right now, but let's just say I started with 3 movies in particular, and they were all, amazing. I was just like this. Oh my God, what is my problem? What is this Hitchcock hang up I had? And then with great regret, I got over it. and I plowed through every single one of these. So I've seen all 15 in here, plus Rebecca. So I've seen 16 Hitch films.
Yeah.
And I've loved them all. They're great. Some a little bit more than others, which I'm sure we'll get into. But
I always say
I'm a fan.
That Hitchcock, not that there is any, is better than most directors' best movies.
Yeah.
There's only 2 Hitchcock films I really don't like. The rest of them I think are good to great. But
okay, we may have
we don't talk about Topaz and Torn Curtain. But
well. I'll agree with you on Topaz, but I 100% disagree with you on Torn Curtain.
Fair enough. Let's go ahead and bring in Tony from Basement Blues. How are we doing out there, Tony?
Doing good. Very excited about the Hitchcock. I was just like Huck. I did Ken's challenge last year, and that's when I really started watching the films that I hadn't seen before. Because I'm one of those that grew up watching Hitchcock. I love the black and white classics, just like Tim, and I always kind of revisited the ones that I enjoyed. The Birds, Psycho, of course, and so I didn't really delve into the other titles until the Hitchcock month, and that's when, of course, I had bought the set and I was able to start watching them. So I think I've seen 17 of the Hitchcock films so far, and I know there's a lot more. I have a lot in my collection that I've never even opened up. I actually watched 2 new ones today that I had never seen before.
Ooh.
So yeah, I love it. I love the classic Hollywood style. I love the suspense, the mystery. Who did it? Even if you think you know who did it, there's a twist, and so I really enjoy that aspect of it.
So, Tony, do you have all the Hitchcock films then in your collection?
Nope. There's some that I do not have that I would like to have. I would love to get that House of Hitchcock collection. I know Tim has it.
That's so nice.
And the UK version, I think, actually has something extra in it.
Don't tell me that.
Well, I'm just saying.
Tim, that looks a lot like my Scooby-Doo box. So I'm just going to say, I equally have
It's got a book and a whole bunch of little doodads and stuff in there.
Doodads? I love doodads.
Look at how it's packed. It's got all types of stuff inside.
Oh my goodness! How many movies are in that one, Tim?
Oh God!
I think what it does is that I think it contains what Huck has and that digibook style packaging.
Yeah.
I think 4 on this one, 4 on this one, 3 on this one, and 4 on this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so 16. They just kind of spice it up with the nice
about the same,
packaging.
Yeah, and,
all right,
according to Google, it's about 49 movies. It says, how many movies did Hitchcock make? It says at least 49.
At least 40. They don't even know. There could be more. Some that are lost to time. Well, I know somebody that loves Hitchcock movies. He didn't even have to binge to prepare. We asked him, he's like, I know Hitchcock. So let's go bring in KB Loves Hitch.
KB.
KB?
Good evening.
So, KB, tell us of your Hitchcock journey here. How many films have you seen?
I think I started pretty similar to Tim, movies coming on once I got to college, and Robert Osborne on TCM. That's where the love really developed. But for anyone that doesn't know, he's my favorite director. Scorsese is right below that. There are officially 53 films, feature films, of which I've seen 46. Some of them are R2 or not available. And of that, I think there is 2, 4, 6, 8 that I don't have. So, ballpark like 43 that I own, but about 46 that I've seen.
Oh, that's a lot. You are definitely the Hitchcock expert tonight, then.
Yeah, KB loves Hitch. Yeah, KB loves Hitch, and I am thinking about getting that Umbrella Entertainment complete set of Hitchcock Presents, just because that seems to be the best quality and the most complete of all of them. Yeah. So, live from my media room, I hang my Hitch poster behind me there, and I'm setting up with my new furniture, ready to get stuff on the shelves.
Nice.
Fun, man.
All right, let's go ahead and check in with the audience. Let's see who is here tonight. We got Adrian joining in. We got Ben Buster. I really want to watch this live, but I will catch the replay. Absolutely. We got Michael in the house. We're doing great. We got Cinema Man saying, I did my top 5 Hitchcock list. I want to see who list tonight is closest to mine. 5, Spellbound.
Ooh.
4, Torn Curtain. 3, Dial M for Murder. 2, Frenzy. 1, Psycho. That is definitely not my ranking.
Not
I-
mine.
Everybody's ranking out there.
I love though that really only one major one is on there. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
a good list.
Yeah, Spellbound is hard to find unless you have the old Criterion box set that has it.
I don't even have the Blu-ray yet. I have it in this. This is a really cool set.
Yeah. You could find it on DVD, but the Blu-ray is expensive.
Yeah.
I really hope they do another nice box set with more titles.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the problems is that you have 3 major studios that won't budge. You have British International, which does a lot of his earlier stuff.
Kino
And then-
Lorber.
Yeah, Kino got a lot of the early stuff when they did the 9 film restoration project, and Criterion got some, Kino got some, but Universal and Paramount, they don't play nice. That's why North by Northwest isn't on any of the Universal box sets. Otherwise, that'd be a seller.
Yeah.
If they get it, that will be the star of Volume 3 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Spellbound in like this triple.
Yeah,
feature
those-
box
Yeah.
set.
That's it.
Yeah, I want to get that one.
All right, let's see who else we got. We got Tony.
Hey, Tony.
We got Caprice, who did a
What's up,
great
Caprice?
job of promoting the stream tonight, who I know is a big Hitchcock fan. So thank
Yeah.
you so much for being here. Let's see. We got Hisham. This is a great question. Hisham, thank you for being on point tonight with your comments. I do appreciate that. So hello, everyone. Speaking about Alfred Hitchcock, what's your favorite Alfred Hitchcock cameo? Does
That's
anybody
good.
have a favorite one they want to mention that comes to mind?
I do love the floating dead body. And what's the one? Which one is that in? He's in the water, and it's like it's a fake hitch in the water.
Is that
Is
Trouble?
Was that Trouble?
Is that
Maybe.
into How to Catch a Thief?
Or was that just a bonus feature? Because I remember seeing it like because it all blends together. I watched them all at the same time, and I remember watching the bonus feature, and there was a hitch, and he was with his own floatable hitch, so he was with the. So I was trying to remember which one that was in, but that was funny. I can't remember which one that's in.
They're all very similar, where he's walking past someone and
He's just walking past a lot of times.
Yeah, like in
Yeah.
the birds, he's just walking out of the bird shop with his dogs.
But I do think that's a cool thing.
That's my favorite.
did.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
All right, we got Darvin in the house saying going to Dial M. Yes, Dial M for Mega Mike. We got My Killer Podcast in here. What's up, guys?
You know?
Howdy,
What's
Mel.
up, Mel?
Killer.
What's up, girl?
All right, we got Bob's Blu-rays. What's up, everyone?
Hey, Bob.
Tim.
Wow.
Let's see. We got 100s in here. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Got Sean in here as well.
Hey, Sean.
All right. Yeah, I think that's everybody here tonight. Oh, wait. Can't forget Mama Blu-ray in the house. Yes. Honorary Collectors Club member. Got the Collectors Club card there. So that's great.
Yep, gave it to her this morning. Have to share it with the audience.
All right. So let's get into now. We'll start with our 5th favorite Hitchcock film. So the Tim Who Knew Too Much. What do we got for number 5?
Man, I struggled so much. I feel like you could interchange half this list and I wouldn't even complain. I'm going to go with Suspicion.
Oh,
You're-
yes.
Good
You're
one.
going to notice. So my favorite classic actors are James Stewart and Cary Grant, and they get representation. It helps that they've been in stuff like some of my favorite stuff from him. But Suspicion is damn good. It's a woman who suspects that her man is a killer, and there's all these little tells like, oh, he is a killer, and it is fantastic. It's gripping, and by the end, you're like, yeah, that was good. So this is a great performance by both. Joan Fontaine, excellent. One of the best things about Hitchcock, as much as the leading men matter. I swear, it's the women that draw me in most. Like, he picked out the best of Hollywood all the time to lead his movies, and the women characters are like always great. So yeah, Suspicion.
Why did I think nobody was gonna pick that one? I was just watching it before the stream. I'm like, oh, I got a title nobody's gonna pick here.
Yeah, you were so confident.
One.
Is that the one you were talking about?
I thought it
nobody
was.
else
I didn't think anybody was gonna pull the special. Like, who's gonna do that? But apparently Tim.
You can't underestimate your panel like that, Mike. Come on. Now.
I know.
Deep
It
cuts.
is so good though, right? It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how the whole time it's so like, he's definitely a killer. He's definitely a killer. It's done really well.
Oh yeah, and you're back and forth too. Like, I'll give you those moments where you're like, oh wait, maybe not, and then it turns it around the next minute. You're like, wait, maybe. Oh, it's so good. All right, The Trouble with Hucky. What do we got?
All right, I am going to lead off with someone's namesake, actually, and I'm going to do The Man Who Knew Too Much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, James Stewart and Doris Day. Oh, let me tell you why I love this so much. So again, not knowing anything about these, just diving in each one fresh. You know, he plays a doctor and his wife is a singer, and there's a connection between her being a singer and the plot that becomes so fascinating. Like, she's singing, you know, the song "Que sera, sera." I never knew that. Is that where this like
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
it came from this? Like, I know she sings it in this, but it came from this, right? Yeah. And I was like, oh, there's that song, and she's just singing it with her son. And I think, oh well, that was a cute little moment. That wasn't the impact I was waiting on. Oh well, you just wait. When you get near the end, I'm not going to blow the end, but the song comes back. It's like it has a full circle. And when it comes back, I cannot tell you. I was in tears for her. And I know Hitch had some reservations picking Doris Day because she's a singer and didn't know if she could do it. You know, she had the chops. And I am telling you, she proved him like right for picking her because she was incredible. Those two had fantastic chemistry. I loved the story, and the use of music in this was stellar. You know, Tim, you know, we love music. And this one, you know, he uses that same composer. I forget his name. I know KB, you'll probably know it. But he has that composer.
Yep.
Which one? Yeah.
Bernard Herrmann.
Yeah. He goes to that guy all the time. And if you watch the behind the scenes stuff on these things, it gives you so much extra goodness after you watch each one. It's fantastic. So I got to go with The Man Who Knew Too Much. Number 5. Loved it.
Doris Day was amazing. Oh my God, Doris Day. Yeah. So that will be an honorable one I choose because that was going to be on my list, but I'll show something different because
nice.
God, it's such a great movie. And again, I talked about the actresses. He was so amazing at picking actresses. The only thing is, I wish he had Audrey for a movie.
Great remake.
It is shocking that he didn't ever get her.
Yeah.
All right, on to KB. What do we got?
All right. There's a story about how much I love this movie. So we were on our way to Mount Rushmore and got the family in the minivan, and we're driving by, and I see a sign that says "Scenes from North by Northwest filmed here." And I slammed on the brakes and reversed the car just to go and take a shot in front of that. If I could find it, I'll put it up on Instagram. But I'm going with 1959's North by Northwest. We're talking Cary Grant, once again, Eva Marie Saint, another great leading lady. You got James Mason and Martin Landau playing the baddies. Great movie, classic movie. Everybody knows the crop duster scene. It was actually nominated for 3 Academy Awards: editing, art direction, original screenplay. One of the few that Hitch didn't adapt himself or write himself with his wife Alma. But it's a classic. When people think of Hitchcock, they think of, shower scenes and crop dusters. So when I think of like certain scenes from certain of his movies, I definitely have to think of a few from North by Northwest. So it's part of this set.
Love that choice, man. what I love about this movie is not all, but a good chunk of Hitchcock is smaller and more intimate. And then you have something like North by Northwest with these grand scale sets like Mount Rushmore. That whole sequence is incredible. And
scenes in New York.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's amazing how they do all of that.
Yeah. And the thing that I like about a lot of Hitch's movies is he likes the tale of mistaken identity. And he uses it so well. And this is probably one of his greatest examples of it. So it's just fun.
And again,
KB, I wanted to tell you that I was just gonna say that's the one I started with. Like when I said, okay, I'm ready for Hitch. Which one do I want to do? And it's not. I saved Psycho for last because that's the one I saw. So I'm like, let me just save it, and then I'll actually see how it holds up to all the other Hitches I'm watching. And that's the one I started with, and I absolutely loved it. It just was like, oh, so this is the one, and it was so great that that's what it said. Okay, I'm all in, and then I went to another and another, and kept going. And you also took my number 4.
Same thing. That's the one that I used to watch on repeat every time it was on TCM when I was younger. So that's the movie that got me into Hitchcock. So I had to put it on my top 5.
That 4K would be bananas if we get that.
Oh my God. And it's just about a license. That's all that's holding it back.
Yeah, to me, that one feels most like a James Bond movie, too. Just with the epic scale action, like globe-trotting kind of. I really like it. Yep.
Great match cut at the end, too.
All right, Tony, what do we got?
Okay, so my number 5 is The Trouble with Harry.
Yeah,
good one.
You don't really hear many people talk about this one, but this is one of those that I just watched when the 4K came out. I think it was the 4K, right? Yeah. And so this right here is from 1955. This local man, a corpse appears out in the woods on the hillside, and nobody's really sure what happened. You know, where did this corpse come from? Different people think different people did it. And so it's more of a farce type tale, trying to figure out what this corpse is all about. And to me, it's one of those lighter type Hitchcock films, more humorous, kind of. At least I found it to be humorous. Just a really good story. It's got Shirley MacLaine in it. And so that would be my number 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically Hitchcock going full comedy. And it's so good. Even just the little stuff like the guy selling the paintings by the side of the road, but he's not there when the guy wants to buy the paintings. He just drives away.
That has to be one of the best color treated 4Ks as well.
Yes.
That thing's just beautiful.
And to me, I'm a bigger fan of the black and white Hitchcock films. But when you get to the color, when you get to the color films, to me, the tone changes a little bit. It gets more lighter, not as suspenseful.
Brooding. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, did anybody else on that? So for that one, I just have to say, I get that one is supposed to be funny, but it's the one that didn't quite click with me. And I feel like it's a rewatch kind of thing. Now that I get what's coming, people are like, you thought it was going to be suspense, Huck. I'm like, no, I knew what it was. It just didn't make me laugh like I had heard it was supposed to. But then there's another one I'll get to later I thought was more successful at doing that. So
I cracked up pretty good, though, with like, finish burying the body. Let's dig the body back up again.
Yeah. I mean, I was entertained. It just didn't like land as like, because everyone says what a masterpiece it is. I was just like, oh, okay, it was good. Maybe I missed why it was a masterpiece. So, but that's the beauty, man. Rewatch, right?
Rewatch, yeah.
Rewatch, relive.
All right, so my number 5 was going to be The Trouble with Harry. I think it's absolutely hilarious. I laughed hysterically the whole time. So to me, the comedy absolutely works. Like you were saying, Tim, with digging up the body back and forth. They're like, wait, did we actually kill him? Did we not? Wait, how many bullets did we have again? Let me count them out. Was it the rabbit? And they have to keep doing stuff with the body. It ends up in the bathtub. The kid's like, wait, why is the guy in there now? To me, I just find it comedy gold. So I love The Trouble with Harry, but because it was already chosen, I guess I'll mention a different movie. So I will go with Marnie Yes, 1964.
Nice
Yes.
one.
I do really like Marnie. Now, I only watched it one time, so I do need to give it a rewatch, but I thought it was a very suspenseful kind of psychological thriller just to see what's going on in their mind of these characters, and then to see how the trauma affected the characters and how that plays out. You get the backstory of all that by the end of the movie, and then you just totally get it. So I really like Marnie probably more than most, but I did enjoy that one as well.
I think it's generally pretty well regarded. And Tippi
Yeah.
Hedren, great. So
Yeah.
That was great. Was that her first one? I think that was the first one, right? That she was in was Marnie, and then she was used for the birds.
I think
Because
I think the birds came first.
oh
Yeah, I think
really?
the birds came first. Yeah.
Yeah, 63 and
Okay.
then 64.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
back to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was so yeah. She said it's funny because when you watch the birds in this, like she's like a really strong female character too. Like sort of back in the day, there was a lot of weak, women characters. But I when I saw her in Birds, I'm like, look at her. Like, I mean, she jumped in that boat like a boss and powered the boat all by. I'm like, wow, this is so progressive. I loved seeing that.
Yeah.
And then the fact that Sean Connery did a Hitchcock movie brings me so much joy, right? It's such an odd person to think Connery did a Hitchcock movie. And I thought it was pretty great. I like that. Good choice.
She is strong because she's in the line of strong women, from her to Melanie Griffith to Dakota Johnson.
Yep.
I feel for the most part, though, most of the women in Hitchcock movies are pretty strong. There's not a whole lot of damsel in distress types. For the most part, they all hold their own.
Speaking of what KB just said, KB, have you ever seen the movie Roar?
It's my daughter's favorite movie. She loves the craziness of that movie. We have it on Blu-ray.
Women, some crazy women too, right?
Oh yeah. Some crazy situations they get themselves into.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what the audience is doing. Craig saying hi, Mike and guest. We got Mirha in the house tonight. Hi, Hitch people.
Hey, Mirha.
Hall & Oates. Yes, we got Hall & Oates as well. Darvin saying, hot take, Vertigo has a really weak ending. See, I'm not a massive Vertigo fan. To me, it's mid-Hitchcock, but that's the first Hitchcock film I did see with a film history class. And I'm like, wait, is this it? So I had no desire to go back to Hitchcock after that one. But that's just me. I know it's the hot take. But to me, it's way too long of a movie. Like, you can cut out 45 minutes on that one. Yeah.
I got Vertigo right up there.
Here you go, Tim.
Yeah.
Right up
go right above Tim.
Right up there.
He has like 8 different versions.
I do. I actually have, it's not an original one sheet because I can't afford from the original release, but I have a one sheet from when it was re-released in theaters, and I think it was 99. I love that. It's Saul Bass artwork is incredible. That's one of my favorite posters ever. So I freaking love Vertigo. Not that I'm not saying you'll see it on my list, but yeah.
All right, Hall & Oates saying, hey, Suspicion is the one that I've seen. Yes.
All right.
That's a good one to see.
Good
if that's
one.
going to be the only one. Yep. Mira saying Suspicion is my second favorite. Good pick. See, so many more people saw Suspicion than I was thinking. I'm like, black and white film. Probably a lot of people haven't seen it, but I guess they have.
Don't underestimate Cary Grant, though. I mean, he's pretty big.
Amazing Anna saying hello to everyone. Yes, Amazing Anna did not watch Suspicion with me. I was playing it. She saw it and was like, I'm out. All right, let's see. Hisham saying, moral of the story, if you shower, always lock the door. That's a good policy.
That's sound advice. Sound advice.
Ooh, we got Tales from the Shelf in here with the Super Chat $4.99. Awesome panel for an awesome director. I think my favorite Hitchcock is probably The Birds. Well, Tales from the Shelf, we got to have a little video for you, of course. So let's do this.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you so much, Tales from the Shelf.
Well themed, Mike. Well
Perfect.
themed.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hey, there's more videos to come if we get more super chats. So I got more.
Oh boy.
That was just a little taste right there. Oh, but thank you so much, Tales from the Shelf. And the birds is absolutely amazing. I'm sure that's going to show up sometimes tonight. Yes, that might make a few people's list. All right, let's see. Where are we at here? Caprice saying we got my top 5 are The Man Who Knew Too Much. I'm guessing the remake. Spellbound, Vertigo, Rear Window, and Psycho. Nice picks. Let's see. Darwin saying I think the film was well paced for Vertigo, but you still didn't like Vertigo with the ending. I gotcha. Hisham is saying is Psycho 1998 the worst movie ever?
No, it's not the worst ever. I've seen the worst, but
Kill
them goats.
See, I've never seen the Psycho remake at all, so I have no idea, no opinion on it.
Unnecessary movie.
Well, I heard
Very
it's basically a shot-for-shot remake, so I guess it can't be awful. It just doesn't do anything different. So it's like, why would you watch it, I guess? Is that kind of the gist of it?
Yeah, I mean, why would
Pretty
you
much.
touch a classic?
All right, let's go to, I think we're caught up on the comments here. All right, let's get into our 4th favorite Hitchcock film. 4th favorite. All right, Tim. What do we got?
Okay. So what's funny is I was going to go with The Man Who Knew Too Much, but this pack right here actually has 3 of the choices that have already been made. This is one of the sets from Inside the House of Hitchcock, but I think that's kind of funny. 3 of them have already been picked. So I'm going to go to this set right here, which is a really cool DVD set, by the way. But where we got here? Where is it? I'm going with Spellbound if I find it's somewhere. There's Lifeboat. It's Spellbound's in here somewhere. There's Notorious. You get to see me just flip through pages and aimlessly. It's in here. Anyways, I'm going with Spellbound. Gregory Peck is fantastic. I love him. So it is the story of a psychiatric hospital with a man coming in, and he's the doctor, and he's kind of fitting in until you start being like, well, maybe he's not the doctor. Maybe there's something wrong with him. Very, very good one. I was going to say not as many people saw it, but I've seen it on a couple of lists already in the chat. So going with Spellbound, great performances, the whole skiing climax, very cool. Really great movie. I wish I found it in here. It's somewhere. It's one of these.
That one dream sequence in the movie is super trippy. That's all I remember from that movie. I'm like, what's going on right now? Like, this is so bizarre. All right. Trouble with Hucky. What do we got? Oh, I think you're muted, Hucky.
All right. Yeah, I switched mics. You guys let me know if this one's better, please. I heard it was crackling. So, all right. So, KB, since you snagged North by Northwest, I have to do the one that's next on the rung. I'll just pull it down, and I'm going to go with a rope.
Oh,
Next one. And oh my God, let me just tell you. Okay, being a theater boy, right? Like seeing this, it's like watching a play because Hitch did this before anyone tried to dare to do something like one long take. Of course, movies like Birdman and Revenant, and I think they all try to come across as one long movie, Gravity, stuff like that. But this, there's no technology that really makes it seamless. So Hitch would take these ginormous cameras, like as big as a small like party fridge or bigger, and manipulate it on the set across props and tables while people are moving things out of the way. And he goes into people's backs to hide the edit, like a guy would have a dark jacket, and he'd go into the jacket just for a second and bounce right back out, and that's your edit. I'm like, oh my God, it was so nice. That's just the technical love for it. The acting in it is stupendous. These two guys, right away, the story. It's like they kill this guy to get a rush, and then it becomes sort of a secret that they're trying to keep for this higher party. And the stuff that happens in it, like, no give nothing away, but the stuff that happens throughout this film and the way people act in this film, it's just, God, it was so good. This was the second film I saw right after North by Northwest. And I felt like I was watching two masterpieces in a row. And it was that kind of amazing film work that just said, I cannot stop until all these are done, because two in a row were that good. So I'm going to go ahead and put this at number 4. Got to go with Rope. Man, I love that movie.
I'm surprised you didn't pick that one, Tim.
Well, it's legitimately my number 1, but I'm not picking it as my number 1. Yeah. I love that movie. So there's a couple of things. First of all, they didn't really talk about that back then, but the two guys that commit the murder, they're implied to be a gay couple.
Right.
You could totally see that. That didn't click with me at first. I was like, that's pretty cool. That's progressive. It's still there. You just not saying it. And I love old set design. Some younger people might watch and be like, that looks cheesy, but I kind of love the fakeness of it, that when you see the city skyline behind in the apartment, you see the lights in the sets of the silhouette building, and you see the lights going at the same intervals every single time. Like the apartments are turning their lights on and off, on and off, on and off. And I just love it. I love how the sets look like sets. There's something about that charm.
Well, and it's also a passage of time, right? Because the lights started out a little lighter during the day and began to it became nighttime during the performance.
I just thought it was funny, though, if you watch the intervals, the same apartments will keep turning their lights on and off pretty rapidly. Like they had it set on a timing. These lights will go, then these lights will go, then these lights will go. But I love that. I love it. Looks like a set. It's cool.
It's like a little kid playing with the light switch.
Yeah.
It is based on a stage play, correct? Rope? It is from a stage play, right? I think so.
It look that way.
Isn't the script originally a stage play? I'm pretty sure. I thought I saw that in the bonus features, if I'm remembering correctly. And so that's why it all takes place in the one setting. Somebody fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's why. Yeah, I like a stage play looking movie, so I appreciat it.
If it's not, it would totally work as a play.
And speaking about what Huck said about the one take, one shot type technique, I do like to watch the bonus features, and they talked about the crane cameras and the way that Hitchcock would go into like the front door. The actor would act like he's shutting the door, but really there's no door there. The camera just keeps moving as they go up the stairs. It's just amazing how they did all those techniques.
You are correct, Mike. 1929 play, same name. The film was adapted by Hume Cronin, if you know who he is, from Cocoon.
Cocoon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Trading Places.
Broadway should bring that back.
Oh, that would be amazing. If they did that, I would definitely think about like flying out to New York vacation and see that on Broadway. Oh my goodness.
That'd be cool.
You bring back the Mortal Kombat Broadway show that week too? I'm there in a quick minute.
All in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
All right. Let's see. We are at KB now.
All right. For my number 4 pick, I went with 1940s Rebecca. So once again, you got Joan Fontaine, you got Sir Laurence Olivier as Max de Winter, and he brings his young second wife to his mansion, the Mandalay, and she quickly realizes things are kind of weird. Things are gone afoot. But the great thing about this movie is, well, there's a lot of great things, but one of the great things about this is it's spectacular to look at. This Criterion Blu-ray has a pretty good transfer, so you could see the cinematography, which it ended up winning Best Cinematography for the Academy Awards, and it is the only Hitchcock directed film to ever win Best Picture. He was nominated, all his crew nominated, actors nominated, but this was the only one he ever won. and it was for the movie. So long after he stopped making movies, they gave him an honorary award, which is where that clip is from that you showed, Mike. So yeah, this is probably one of my favorite Criterions, and it's one I go back to at least once or twice a year because there's this character in there. I want to say her name is Judith Williams or something like that, but she is just menacing. She plays like the housekeeper. No, Judith Anderson. Judith Anderson. She plays the housekeeper, and all she does is gaslit Joan Fontaine, talking about the original Mrs. De Winter. So it's just great, and a little bit of creepiness being in the old mansion and everything, and the secrets and the mysteries amongst the grounds and everything. So if you've never seen Rebecca, I highly recommend it. It's the right kind of creep factor that Hitch loved to explore and loved to adapt. A lot of his movies are book adaptations and play adaptations, as we saw with Rope. So this is definitely one of the better plays that, or the better books that he adapted.
Yeah, it's so wild to think out of about 50 films, only one Best Picture.
Yeah.
Out of all the great movies, you would think you would have a few more at least, but
yeah, you think about the greats today. You think about the greats today. I mean, Guillermo has one, Spielberg has how many? You know, it's like it's almost like expected these days. If you're a great director, eventually you'll win like something with your name on it, like a best director kind of thing, but only one. But it wasn't even for him.
It wasn't even like it's about time decades later. Like he won it relatively early in the first part of his career, and then did so many masterpieces after that and didn't win.
Yeah, if you think about it, he started in 1925 with The Pleasure Garden, and he went to 76, and he only won in 40. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
a career, though.
Really good pick, KB. That's I found that same Criterion for $1. It's on DVD. It was on DVD, but I didn't care because it's not part of this collection. And I'm like, and it was part of my watch. And that was probably maybe the 5th one that I watched. And it was definitely like a slower tone from these that were like, you know, because I've been watching these bangers, but it was still very intimate, extremely well done, nice twists at the end, you know. Yeah, that was so good. Yeah, that was one of my backup. So you took my backup to my backup. There you go. You're killing me.
It's my mission.
Wow, $1 though, $1 for
$1.
I mean, for the bonus features alone, I'm sure that's worth.
Oh yeah, for a Hitchcock Criterion DVD, it's amazing.
Yeah,
that's a win.
And if you ever look to upgrade to the Blu-ray, you might hear me talking from time to time about certain Criterion Blu-rays that look better than a 4K equivalent. There's not a 4K equivalent for this, but this is a 4K restoration transfer from the negative, so probably doesn't need a 4K.
Oh yeah, especially you put that in a 4K player with the upscale. I mean,
upscale, yeah.
Cool. All right.
Well,
All right.
HDR with black and white stuff though is it's the Saboteur 4K is mind-blowingly amazing. I don't know if you guys watched that one.
I did.
It's really good.
Oh yeah.
All right, Tony.
Okay, my number 4 is another lighthearted Alfred Hitchcock film called To Catch a Thief.
Yes.
Of course, you got Grace Kelly and Cary Grant. You can't go wrong with that. Amazing movie. I think it was done in 1955. It is based off of a screenplay also. I think, like we said, he does a lot of stuff from books, adapted books. But it stars Cary Grant as a retired cat burglar who is trying to save his reputation because there's an imposter out there doing the same thing. It's just, to me, I like it. I love the interaction between the two of them. And yeah, that's my number 4.
So I'm gonna. Did you guys see my Instagram post, by the way? I highly recommend. I know it's a book. Books are bad, but anyway, I
No, they're
definitely,
not, Tim.
I definitely recommend this book though, especially with the amount of amazing actresses we're talking about. But this thing is just
Can you go full screen on that, Mike?
Yeah,
Oh,
Mike,
yeah,
it's
can you go full
beautiful.
screen on this book?
Yeah.
I want to see this.
Oh,
Yeah,
right there.
It's full of everything about all of the actresses that have been in his movies, why he cast them. It's just there's cool pictures in here, really great content.
That is
So
an amazing book.
I think I picked this up seriously on Hamilton Book. It was like $25. So this is a very high recommendation. Anyone that's a Hitchcock fan that's watching, and you guys definitely are Hitchcock fans. So yeah, great book. See,
Yeah, I love the cover of that. That's amazing.
I mean,
Hitchcock
you're gonna pick one of
Yeah.
You're gonna
You got to
one
pick
of them.
Grace.
Grace is not a bad choice.
Got to go with Grace. Put that link in our chat, Tim, because that will be in my possession soon.
Yeah, it can sit right back there on that top shelf right there underneath his poster.
Right there. I can see it.
Of course, I jumped right on the Hamilton book, Tim. I don't see it there.
It's gone. Well,
But that
you
doesn't
should-
mean it's not somewhere
Oh, no.
else, though.
You can still just Hitchcock heroines, and the author is Caroline Young. You should be able to. I mean, if it made Hitchcock, or if it made Hamilton book, you should be able to find it other places. I doubt it's like sold out. So
Yeah.
it's only $29.99 MSRP, so you're not going to pay more than $30.
Nice.
All right. So my number 4 has not been picked yet, so I'm super excited.
What?
And that's wait, where is it? Dial M for Murder. Yeah.
Good one.
Awesome mystery movie. It totally reminds me of Knives Out. I love how he like sets up this whole plan to try to like take out his wife. It doesn't work though, and then the whole time he's trying to cover it up. And then you got that detective that's on the case trying to piece everything together. So if you love mysteries, Dial M for Murder is a great one. Very entertaining. And I think that one's based on something too. I feel like it is. But Dial M for Murder gets referenced all the time in other movies too. So
I wonder that one has a 3D. I don't have a 3D TV anymore. But I wonder,
yeah, it does have the 3D disc.
Mhm.
Really cool,
Tony.
too.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and the actual disc itself is exactly
Yeah,
just like
really
the
cool.
action one.
Yeah.
Wait, Tony. So it's just a 3D disc in there, though, right? Because I was
It is.
gonna. Yeah.
It plays both. It plays both.
Yeah.
But
It's both on there.
it's got both on the same disc.
Yeah, mhm,
Yeah.
one disc
Oh.
and it plays both. It gives you an
Alright.
option.
Good.
Yeah, and if you don't have any of these Hitchcock movies yet,
That's
Warner
That's a great-
Archive Collection.
That's a
This
great
is a
set.
great set.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Really good one.
The Wrong Man. Great
Oh,
movie.
so good.
yes.
That wasn't part of the Warner Archive sale, though,
No, not this time.
because there's 4 movies on it. Yeah, because I looked.
Yeah.
I looked at every page 5 times.
It did get discounted when I got it though a while back. It did go on sale. Wow. I think it
Yeah.
was like a random Amazon sale.
Yeah, I got it during the last Warner Archive 4 for 44, and it was only like a few bucks more. I think it was like $16 instead of the 11 or whatever it
Yeah.
was.
Oh yeah, it was worth
It's
it.
worth it.
Okay, it's a
All
good
right.
tip.
Let's check into the chat. We got Mira saying, "Yeah, Huck, I love Rope." Yes.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
good. Yeah. Capri saying, "Nice, Huck." James Stewart is amazing in general, but I love this performance in that almost as much as Rear Window and Vertigo. Great.
What do you guys normally? I always say James Stewart because I actually read that he didn't like Jimmy, but he's generally.
I always say Jimmy. That's why I paused on it. I'm like, oh wait, wrote James Stewart, but I always say Jimmy.
He's
Who's
known
this
by most
Jimmy?
people as Jimmy Stewart, but I
Yeah.
read that he never liked Jimmy. He liked James, but yeah,
Yeah. Mira saying, agreed. Jimmy Stewart is awesome.
Nice.
Yes, Hisham, we will be working our way up to our favorite Hitchcock movie, so stay tuned. Yes. Let's see, Mira saying, cheers, Huck. I tried to make the morning mug today, but didn't.
I
All right,
missed.
go watch
Yeah,
the replay. Yes.
yeah. Catch the replay.
Mira saying, KB, Rebecca, another one I love. Couldn't pick just 5. I'm telling you, a
It's
5
hard.
on this director is
Mhm.
so
So
challenging.
hard.
It was legit harder than Spielberg. I mean, Spielberg.
Yeah,
This was way harder.
yeah, because I don't think Spielberg has as many movies, right? He doesn't have anywhere near 50. I don't think he has a lot, but I don't think.
I think there's a greater gap between the amazing and the not as great with Spielberg, whereas like Hitchcock is generally a pretty even. Like, yeah, it's harder to separate with Hitchcock.
Tales from the Shelf saying you guys are also knowledgeable of his filmography. I need to see more Hitchcock. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely do.
And just go, start with one, see if you like it, and just continue on from there. Let's see. Rebecca also had a fire score. Mid-level saying, "What up, y'all?"
Ken.
What's going on, Ken?
I'm looking forward to the stream tomorrow with Ken.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah. That's easy. I mean, it's Hitchcock. Kubrick's not even on my list.
Oh yeah, Kubrick not top 5 for me. Nope. Hitchcock's number 2 for me. I know, KB. Were you saying Hitchcock was number 1 for you, right?
Yeah.
What about for you all? How does Hitchcock rank for you?
He was 2. It was same as you, Mike. We had 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's tough. I really love Frank Capra a lot too.
Yeah, it would be my top 5.
Yeah, definitely. Oh God, yeah, probably top 3. Just like I said, I really love Frank Capra, and there's a couple others. I don't know. It's tough.
Mirha saying my favorite is Strangers on a Train. Robert Walker's performance is blood curdling. See, I don't think I've seen that one. That's one I have not seen yet.
Ooh, you've seen that plot device used though in many things afterward.
Yeah, that was like the first one to use like those tropes that they have in that movie. But yeah, so many people repeated it.
You kill so and so, I kill so and so. Yeah, that's been done so many times, but it's great.
Yeah, I think there's a Criterion release of that one too, if I'm not mistaken.
I
think there is, isn't there? No,
I don't think so.
Oh, only studio release then?
I don't know what the release is, but I don't think it's Criterion.
Not Criterion. Let's see. We got Del on Movies. What's up? Del was just having an awesome movie swap stream, so definitely all check that out if you haven't yet. Let's see. We got Mid-Level Media saying, yeah, To Catch a Thief is amazing. Wish Paramount would release that on 4K. Well, I don't want them to release it now on 4K.
I know.
Blu-ray. I don't want to.
I doubled it.
Yeah.
Now, if Paramount put out all the Hitchcock films they had on the 4K, then we're talking. Let's see. We got Capri saying, I ordered the book today, Tim. Thank you for posting it.
No problem.
We got some book fans out there.
Caprice got the last copy.
Did she? Are they gone?
As of 10 minutes ago, there's 3 left on Amazon because I bought the 4th one.
It's funny, okay, because I thought
before I mentioned it.
It's funny. I thought I just bought the 4th one. Now there's 2 left.
Oh no!
You can't beat the $19 is an insanely good price on that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They'll be sold out by the end of our stream.
Saying, hey, Basement Blue, Super King of Physical Media, 100,000 movies.
Oh, damn, Tony.
Tony.
Not quite.
The collection just got bigger.
by a 0.
I did not buy a book because I have no room for a book.
Oh, there's always room for books, Tony.
But they're flat and they can fit underneath.
Yeah.
Just turn it like that.
It's a gateway.
Oh, the movie books, like coffee table type books and stuff, I love collecting those. I've mentioned it so many times, but you'll find information in those you will never find in any special feature. You'll see pictures you don't see anywhere else. I love those type of books.
Same.
All right, let's see.
Perhaps a topic for Collectors Club.
There we go.
Mirha saying, anyone have that Truffaut Hitchcock book?
Truffaut.
KB, sure you have it?
Yeah, Truffaut Hitchcock. It's basically Francois Truffaut interviewing Hitchcock, going over all his movies up to that point. I think he was up to The Birds at that time. The funniest thing is Truffaut is French. he only speaks French. So there was a third person there as an interpreter. If you watch the documentary, there's also audio excerpts of the interview that ended up being a book. But it's literally a filmmaker's Bible, because you basically hear Hitch talk about everything. It's like Truffaut was like his student, and he like laid out all his secrets about all his movies. So it's amazing, and you could get them at half price books, hard covers for nothing.
Yeah.
But also a great documentary if you ever want to check it out. It's streaming everywhere.
I also, book wise too, this is really good, but this is not coffee table fun. This is actually like deep dive. I think this is made for a class. Like this is University of Virginia Press. This is legit, like learn deep dive into Hitchcock, how to analyze his movies and stuff. So also a cool book. This is not a fun read like the other one, but yeah, that's another cool one I got.
Tim, you got a class textbook just for entertainment.
You're supposed to return it.
But say about that.
That's awesome.
And look, Tim, I'm only buying one influence book today, so calm down.
Post it tomorrow, so we'll buy it tomorrow.
Tim's like, how many books can I get out there to the world today?
I
got a mission to do. Oh, there we go. That's another one.
You better be
No, this one I did not read any of yet. I picked this up on Hamilton Book for $5, so I didn't get to this one yet. But I had another Hitchcock book.
The title sounds awesome on that, though. The 12 Lives. You're like, what does that mean?
Yeah, Tim, it's called affiliate links.
Yeah.
Get that book money. Mm-hmm. We got Rad for Ram saying, Mega Mike, great sweatshirt. Yes, the Blockbuster classic, of course. Enjoy. Let's see. What? Dell is saying, breaking news, KB's naked head is visible. No hat tonight.
It's beautiful,
That
baby. Look at it.
Yep.
I just got a fresh fade, so I wanted to show it off. And show a little solidarity to Ken last night.
All right, got Sean saying, well, everyone have a good night. I'll catch the rest tomorrow.
Yeah,
good one, Sean.
Nice,
Thanks for coming, buddy.
Oh my gosh, mid-level. I'm not gonna say that, but yeah. Funny.
I mean, depending on how you use it, it sure is.
You know what's funny, Ken? The one time on one of the round tables, I brought up a book. I don't remember which one because I picked it up, and dude, the whole round table was silent. It's like, that's a book. Ew.
Shut up before you catch it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Capri saying, exactly, Tim. That's why I collect them too. I have a bunch of movie coffee table books. My favorite one so far is a Universal Monsters one I recently picked up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that sounds like a good one.
All I know is saying there's pictures in it. To me, that's a coffee table book.
Yeah.
That works.
100. Are those books in 4K?
Yes. And Capri, share the name of that Universal Monster book so we can all go check it out.
I
Radford.
actually have it in the other room. I could show you backstage too after.
Well, when somebody else comes up, you can run out and go get it.
All right, Radford saying, you think there's going to be an Alfred Hitchcock 4K Volume 3 collection? Does Universal have any more of them? Because those are Universal ones, right?
Yeah, there's more.
There's more Universal Hitchcock films?
Yeah.
There'll definitely be a Volume 3 then. I think I have all the Universal ones, though, so I don't think I'm going to double dip.
Yeah, if you have this box set, you have all the Universal. The great thing about this is that it includes movies from other studios, like North by Northwest. So, like I said before, if they get the license to North by Northwest, that will be the catalyst for them to do Volume 3 and maybe even pursue some other studio stuff. But yeah, there's still a few Universal stuff left.
Rope.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Mid-level saying, I appreciate that, KB. Bald heads unite.
Not quite bald, but...
Let's see. Amazing Anna said, hey, Ken, my students watch this. Now they are definitely going to believe it. Let's see. Radford, Target books are taking over physical media. Yes, bald heads rule. All right. So we are now on to
So we were
our
like,
third favorite Hitchcock film. Yes, everybody's show. Yes. All right. Third favorite, the Tim Who Knew Too Much. What do we got?
I can't believe I'm actually getting to pick this one. Holy crap. I get
Don't
to
do
pick Rear Window.
damn it! Damn you!
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna get pulled.
Oh,
Yep.
hell yes. We're mentioning all the Jimmy Stewart stuff here then. But anyways, Grace Kelly again. Grace Kelly. So this
Yes,
is
sir.
so good. This trope idea of the guy looking out the window and seeing a murder has been done so many times since. This is the best version of it. It's the OG. It's so damn good. Grace Kelly is such a fantastic lead. She's the one going over to the apartment and being the badass while he's just sitting in his damn chair watching everything. So Grace Kelly is the badass lead of that movie. He's just the dude in the wheelchair. But I love this one. It is so good. And this is another one where like it's very much so sets, and I love it. I love it. I love that look of that time period with it's not trying to make everything look realistic. It's clearly a set. I love that.
I love the part where you first see her come on screen and the frame rate changes, almost like it's like slow motion and dream sequence. Like I was like, that's the way you introduce Grace Kelly in a movie.
And her character is so great. And like, you come to like Jimmy Stewart's character more, but in the beginning, you're like, she's way too good for him. Like he's treating her like ass and just, So she's amazing. She is by far the best part about this movie. And I'm a huge Stewart fan, but she is fantastic.
And don't sleep on Barbara Geddes because she was amazing in that movie too.
Yeah.
As Midge.
Miss Ellie.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Those who know. If you know, you know.
She was wonderful. It was good to see her in that performance.
No, which one was that? I know. Because Thelma Ritter's the maid, right? Thelma Ritter was the maid.
Yeah, she's a pistol.
So who's the other one you're talking about?
Midge, the one who basically has a thing for Jimmy Stewart's character.
Kind of like the girlfriend, the
assistant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's such a great pick, Tim, because that was also my next one. And the beauty of the set where it's his POV and you just see from that angle everything happening in the windows and everyone's acting. And again, if you watch these bonus features, you know, Hitch tells each one what they're doing. They're not just kind of moving like fake pantomime. They have that girl's full on working out. The other guy's playing the piano. You know, the guy's doing his thing with his wife. And it was just like captivating to watch. You had the honeymooners at the bottom, and I was riveted. And it was also my introduction to Grace Kelly. So it's another bonus that I just hadn't seen a lot of her stuff. And when she came on, I was like, oh my God, she's so good. And she turns the corner in this movie. Like she thinks he's full of crap, right? There's no murder, no nothing, you're stupid. And then all of a sudden when she turns and goes, you know what? I'm all in. And then suddenly becomes invested. That was a beautiful like transition from going to not believing it to suddenly I'm with you. Now let's prove it. Right? Didn't y'all think like that, that twist for her character? Yeah.
Yep.
I almost wish she didn't become a princess, so we could have gotten more of her.
Yeah. Stupid princess.
All right.
Hey, yeah, stupid princess. Huh? What? Oh, is it my turn? Oh, yeah.
It's your turn, right? I thought so.
I was talking about it so much, I thought it was my pick. Okay. Damn it, Tim. I wasn't ready for that. Okay. Well, then. Okay, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick. Yes, I'm going to go with Torn Curtain.
There you go.
Do a little surprise. No, I know no one else cares about this movie. You can tell by the silence when I mentioned it, and absolutely no one went,
Mike's a huge fan.
No, but yeah, I know, right? But I enjoyed the chemistry between Paul Newman and Julie Andrews. I thought it was quite good, and nice little like twisty story going on. And how he's trying to keep her away from all of it, but of course she follows him, and that gets her involved. And I don't know, I enjoyed the story and the two actors. I mean, look, you got Newman and her on screen, and they're just, the only thing about her though is this is where I did feel that Julie Andrews was a bit of that ingenue victim-y type girl. Like, she kind of chipped in, but she wasn't like the Tippi Hedren or Grace Kelly. Like, she sort of lacked some of that chutzpah that some of the other characters have had in the female role. So, but yeah, what can I say, Mike? Well, all the good ones were taken, so that's my next pick.
Yeah.
I will say one positive, and I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I'm mixing it up with Topaz. Is this the one where the girl has the purple dress, and then like how she falls, her dress like lays out? Is that Topaz?
Yeah,
it might be Topaz. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's the one where
has no redeeming qualities. Then, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I didn't care for that one. This is the one where he's. Oh, nice! That is nice.
Yeah, I ran and almost hit my leg while I was going to get it.
Oh no!
Is it the one
but
with,
that's
like,
the one, like,
cool showdown at the end.
He's the scientist, and he goes to East Germany, and there's a resin thing. Let's see, how's it? I forget how it ends. Yeah, well, I can't say how it ends, but there's an airplane. There's an airplane, and they see people. Anyway, KB, you have better recollection?
No, what I was going to say is back to what you were saying about her characterization versus the other heroines. I think that was more the role, because you have to imagine by then she was already Mary Poppins. She was coming off of Sound of Music the year before.
Sure.
So she was an established star. So I think she was more playing the role than, not being a strong lead or heroine.
Oh, yeah. I'm not dissing
of all
her.
the scripts. Yeah.
It is
of
the
all
role
the
that I'm
scripts, that
playing
was
out.
like the most damsel-like of
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, exactly. And she played it well. So
Very well. Yep.
All right, KB.
All right. This is probably my most fun Hitchcock pick, and this is also a family favorite. And this is the one I knew that none of you would pick, and we're talking about Shadow of a Doubt.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. 1943, you got the young Teresa Wright. You got one of my favorite character actors in Joseph Cotton, and they're both named Charlie. That's Uncle Charlie, and his niece named after him, Charlie. And Uncle Charlie comes to visit. And Uncle Charlie's a little sus. We'll just leave it at that.
Yep.
And oh my gosh, I have so much fun with this movie. My family loves it. We quote it from time to time. This one actually was a Christmas present for my kids, because they know how much it's appreciated. And if you have the Blu-ray, why not get the 4K if you love it so much? So I'm covering up, Kayla. If you watch this replay, I'm covering it up. So I love this movie, and there's a little subplot that goes on during it where these two men go through this little tete-a-tete describing how to commit the perfect murder, and it's just casual dinner talk, but it is the silliest thing that they just keep coming up with, like, and debunking the other one's technique, and it's a fun movie. It's like, how can murder be fun? Shadow of a Doubt shows you how. And also, Hitchcock likes trains. Lots of trains.
That same trope though about the how to pull off a murder, like just chit chat, has been done in so many things since too. It's insane the amount of stuff that Hitchcock did in his movies that's been taken and used in other stuff. It's insane.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, isn't that Hitchcock's favorite Hitchcock film?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Of all his films, he says that's his favorite. And Hitch, it's the most fun one for me. So while it's not number one, there's two that are more critically successful and better to me as far as being made. This is the most fun of the Hitchcock films. I like Trouble with Harry and all that, but this is the most fun one to me. So check it out, Volume 2, if you are looking to get the set. It's on there, Shadow of a Doubt. Or you could get the single one like I did.
All right, and on to Tony.
So my number 3 was going to be Dial M for Murder. Excellent, excellent, excellent movie. But since Mike chose that one, my number 3 was going to be Shadow of a Doubt.
Oh,
Somebody selected this one. Yes, and definitely Uncle Charlie is very creepy. So my number 3 now is going to be Stage Fright.
Ooh,
This right here is an amazing movie
good movie.
from 1950. Jane Wyman and Marlene Dietrich are excellent in this. It is one of those films that starts out a certain way with a flashback that is inaccurate, and you don't know that until the end of the movie, which I thought was pretty clever. I think from the special features that I watched, people were really disappointed in that, but to me, I thought it was very clever to give that kind of a twist to a story. So the whole time you're watching this movie, you're thinking one way, and then when you get to the end, it's like, oh my goodness, what a creep. But anyway, Stage Fright, number 3, excellent movie.
Huck, did you watch yours yet? I know
Nope,
you
just got it in. Just got
Yeah.
it in. I
It's
tried
fun.
cramming today. Like these are the two that I need to.
oh, Lifeboat, nice.
Lifeboat is another. That's one I need to get. And keynote sale tomorrow. That's
Come
what I
on,
hear
let's
rumored.
go.
Yeah, I got to pick up the Lifeboat. I still have it in this thing.
That's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm finishing out my Hitch on keynote tomorrow.
Is Lifeboat, is that one of his silent films, or is there talking in that one?
No, it's not. It's talking.
Okay.
Talk.
It's an old one though.
Yeah,
It's a talkie.
It's a talk. So Tim can talk about it.
yeah.
Mhm.
I just can't talk about the lodger and stuff like that, though.
Yeah, it's 1944. Yeah, it's the era
No
of
lodger,
the
no rain,
Yeah.
no downhill.
All right. So my pick for number 3 would have been Suspicion, of course, but we've already mentioned Suspicion, so we'll pick something different. And I don't think anybody's picked Vertigo yet, right?
Oh, you
Okay.
son of a!
So then we'll go with Vertigo. Apparently, I like this movie more than I thought because I'm like, wait, other people have chosen my choices. Let me look at my ranking list again. And Vertigo is still pretty high. I think I ranked this one like number 6. So apparently, I did like the movie more than I thought. I still do think it's too long, but I do like how it's filmed. I love the cinematography. I love the Vertigo scenes, how you feel like you're having vertigo as well when you go up the height and you're just like shaking almost with the stairs and all of that, the buildings, the ladders. So I think it's filmed very well. The mystery is pretty twisty in there too. I will give it that. So I do enjoy Vertigo, but for somebody where it's way higher on their list, I'll let them talk more about it.
You hit the nail on the head though when you mentioned the cinematography.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
the big standout of that movie. I love it. I think it's a perfect movie, but that cinematography, good lord, there are so many gorgeous shots. Her standing there right near the Golden Gate going across, that's beautiful. Like you mentioned about that whole feeling like you have vertigo, that dolly zoom. That was invented with that movie, though. In and out, and that looked completely wrong. But yeah,
And used so many successful times since then, but a lot of
Yes.
people think it started in 75, and no, it started in 58.
Yeah, they go to a lot of great locations. They have like the redwood trees in there too, which are really nice. So yeah, it's a good one.
I used to do business out in San Francisco, and I don't know if they still exist, but there was a company that would take you on an Hitchcock tour, showing you all the different sites from the different movies.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do that so many times. So great.
If they still had that, I would be there this summer. I'm like, I'm going up to San Fran.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Speaking
That
of
sounds
attractions,
amazing.
speaking of attractions, which that attraction would be amazing, San Francisco. But has anybody ever done the Universal Hitchcock attraction back in the 80s?
Oh yeah, I did. I was actually
that's
part of
pretty
it.
cool, wasn't it? You had the Psycho
Yeah.
House. You had the Psycho House. You got to watch a little stage. They did like the shower scene and different things. Actually, when we went on our honeymoon, when I got married back in 1990, we went to Universal Studios and as a part of our honeymoon, but we got to see the Psycho House, which was amazing, and
That's so
got
good.
to take pictures with the Bates Motel and all that.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember with one of. Oh yeah, Huck, go for it.
I was going to say, so in that, Tony, was that the where they had the, and Tim, you'll like this because they had the Statue of Liberty, and you get to sit in a chair, and the camera was right on your face, and the camera pulled up so it looks like you were falling because they underneath the chair was the green screen, and so they said, so here's how they fell in the movie, and the camera hauled ass up into the rafters, and then they played it back, and whoever was sitting in the chair was just going, oh, like they were the actor. And then they showed us how, so that was part of it.
That's
cool. And they did the
Sounds
perspective where they stand you in front of certain things to where they did film perspective to make you look
perspective,
like it forced.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved about Universal Studios back in those days was more about the filmmaking, and now it's just like an amusement park. But I kind of
I remember one time though, not too long ago on the Universal Tram Tour, they did go past like the Bates Motel set, and they did have somebody that looked like Norman Bates, like loading a body into a trunk, and then like starting to come after the tram. And they're like,
they did it back then.
Drive again. Yep.
Yeah, you guys though on that coast will get a slightly different experience for Universal because it's an actual movie set, whereas Orlando, it's kind of a recreation more on some of it.
Yeah, from what I understand, Orlando's a theme park first, then film.
They still do some film stuff, and they used to have a whole Nickelodeon area that a lot of Nickelodeon was actually filmed there. But it's more theme park first than filming.
But when I was there in the 80s and the 90s, it was the film. It was Orlando, and they've changed it since then, of course. But it was more film-based back then.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, it looks like you're going to San Francisco this summer. I put the link in our chat, so if you want to put it in the description afterwards, you can.
Oh, yeah. Where is it?
It's funny, too, because I worked on the back lot of Universal, Tony, and at the time, I got to literally drive around, like, where the trams go in my own little golf cart. And I went by the lake or the pond, where the Jaws shark is, where it goes underwater and spits on the people. Yeah. So a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. I had
snooping around
for Universal's what is it, Halloween Horror Nights. They don't show the Psycho House up in the front anymore, but you see it when you do like you're waiting in the queue. You're kind of waiting in the back area, but obviously that's a recreation one because it was filmed the other coast. But it's still it's really cool. It's cool to see it. It's like a dead-on recreation though.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
The hotel part where they have the car and the body in the trunk, Mike, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
So when there was no tram, we drove to the hotel. We got out, we sat in the car and took a picture in the car.
Oh, really?
We all went. Let's get out of here.
That's great.
Yeah, cool.
We got my mom in the chat saying hello to everybody.
Hey, Terry.
Hey, Mega Mom.
We got Adam saying, what's everyone's favorite underrated Hitch? Well, I thought Suspicion was underrated, but apparently everybody loves that one, so I don't have another one.
Well, clearly mine's Torn Curtain because no one likes that. Not even Hitch.
I'm going to have to, I'll show mine when it's my turn.
Let's see. We got Mirha saying, what the heck? I love books as much as movies.
Rare breed, unfortunately.
Yeah, dying breed.
Yeah.
Mid-level saying Rear Window is tight. Mirha saying Adam, is I Confess underrated? If so, then that. See, I'm not a big fan of I Confess. I still think it's good, but it's toward the lower end of my rankings.
Montgomery Clift, he had so many problems with Hitch that I think it feels like it comes through in his performance. I mean, it's all right, but I wouldn't. It's mid for me. It's definitely a mid movie.
Mid-level saying Jimmy is a lazy son of a gun in that movie. His leg's broken. What do you want him to do?
I know. What a
dork. He can only do so much.
It is funny though. He's considered the lead, and Grace does everything.
He does, yeah.
He does.
Sign
Does
of
it
times.
well.
Dell saying for me, 5 Rope, 4 North by Northwest, 3 Rear Window.
Wow. Was it like
Love those.
What's
like
2
top
and
Good
1?
choices. Probably further down.
Oh yes, we'll get to it. Let's see. Adam is saying Rope is my fave, but to be fair, I've only seen 5 to 6 Hitch films.
That's cool though. If you've only seen
That's
5
okay.
to 6, you saw Rope though.
Yeah.
Good one, man. Nice.
See, I need to see this right here. I didn't know this happened. 100 saying the Simpsons parody of Rear Window is hilarious.
It's
Rear
been
Window is
parodied
great.
so much. Or
Watch
even
that
like
tonight.
I really love Disturbia.
Oh, I do
which is,
too.
Which
So
is
good.
essentially a remake without being considered one. Enough though that they sued the producers of Disturbia for
Really?
stealing
Wow.
it. But I love that one. I think it's a blast. I think it's a great
It's good.
remake.
And I think they change it up enough too. They make it more of a horror movie at the end too. So
They definitely took the general idea, but they made enough changes. I do feel.
Mid-level saying Shadow of a Doubt is a banger.
Yes.
Del hasn't
Yes,
seen
it
it.
is.
So it's a good one. You got to see it.
Check it out, though.
Let's see. Spicy 4K Action saying Shadow of a Doubt was my favorite from Volume 2. Mid-level saying Stage Fright is amazing. See, that's one I still have to see.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Lucas saying Saboteur is also really underrated. See, that's lower towards my ranking, but I know. Tim, you love that one?
I thought it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
I would say that's underrated.
Yeah. If you think about these 4K box sets, the first box set they did was pretty much the
main one.
Yeah, it's the
Popular.
blockbuster type.
Yeah.
And then this volume 2 was what was very interesting is the titles that they included with it were lesser known titles. At least it was for me. And so I love it that they did that. And I'm really hoping that they'll do a third collection.
Yeah. Let's look at that real quick there. Show them right there, Huck.
So those are the ones, right?
Yeah. I'm happy
that
they
was-
included a 5th one, though, in that volume, too. That was nice.
Yeah.
I feel though they should have if their plan from the get-go was to do like 3 of them, they should have spread out the movies of the first set across, because I saw so many comments though when that second one came out like, oh, I don't know these as well.
Yeah, it probably didn't sell as well either.
Yeah, so if they
Right.
held Psycho or held Rear Window or something and threw it in that would have sold way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, like split them up.
mid-level.
2 bangers here, 2 bangers there, and then some 3 lesser ones on each. Yeah, balance them out.
Yeah.
But I do kind of like how they did put all of the great ones in that first volume, because after watching that first volume, I'm like, I need to go watch more Hitchcock. Like, if these are all on this level, I got to see more. And then, unfortunately, none of them for me really got to that level, but they were still all really good.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Mid-level says, Tim, do you sometimes regret limiting your channel to only talking about talkies? So many great silent films.
I need to watch more Silence though.
Tim talks everything.
That's right.
So we need to rebrand, right, Tim?
Yeah.
I told him to start a separate channel for his posters and collectibles.
I don't know if I can keep up with 2 channels though.
It's not that hard, bro. It's not that hard.
Just put and stuff after talkies. Tim talks talkies and stuff, and then you're covered.
It's a different audience.
Venancio saying that's a panel right there. It
Hey,
is.
man.
What up, Ben?
So, Vince,
Let's see. We got Dal saying hot take. Frenzy way better than Dial M for Murder. Is that what you're saying?
Wow.
See, I like Dial M for Murder more, but I do like Frenzy as well. So Frenzy, I might say, is underrated. Yeah, it's much more of a, I guess, like a horror slasher movie. Frenzy, I would say. Let's see. Mid-level saying Mega Terry the movie mom. Radford saying Huck's got a lot of history of Universal Studio backlog.
So I want to call out real quick, since we're talking Hitchcock. This is not Hitchcock, but this is the most Hitchcock you're going to get that isn't actually him. So anyone that hasn't seen this one, you need to check it out. This feels so much like a Hitchcock movie.
Yep.
Great one. It could fit right in with this filmography. And you get Cary Grant and you get Audrey. So Audrey is kind of in a Hitchcock. ish.
Tim, how did I knew you were gonna fit Audrey in somehow? You just had to. I still need to see that movie though. That's one I definitely
it's
want to
good.
pick up
It's
in
really
the next
good.
Criterion sale.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, since you brought up Frenzy is the one where Hitchcock is the floating dead body in the water.
Oh,
And
there
he's
you
doing it as a promo. His body's floating, and then it pushes it on Hitch, and then he looks at the camera. Hello, and he's like floating in the water, and he's telling you about the movie as he's laying there. So that's the one it's from.
We got Kitten Paws in here tonight. We thought about getting married at the Universal Studio backlot. Remember, Huck?
Yep.
Until we saw the price.
The price.
Apparently, it was very expensive.
Oh man, it was such a dream come true. But man, there's just yeah, we're gonna go at the restaurant and get married.
Yeah, we just got married and went to Universal.
And
We
went
did
to
it.
Universal. That's exactly what we did. Yeah.
Yeah, our honeymoon was Disney and Universal.
That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. So, but it was fun because you had the free tour. Like they take you around and they show you where you would get married, and I'm like, yeah, but thanks, no, so expensive.
Venancio saying, I like Disturbia. It's a good one.
You know, since Tim mentioned that about Charade, to me, Wait Until Dark seems like another Hitchcock type film.
I could see that.
Yeah, I can see it. That's two Audrey mentions. Yeah.
How excited Tim is. Take it easy.
When is a top 5 Audrey Hepburn happening?
Make it, dude.
I think that's all for you, Tim. I think that's what you're going to have to do.
Like, where's
You
my
just
audience?
touch a monkey.
Vinny saying, what was Hitchcock's first movie? What'd you say? Did you say, KB?
The Pleasure Garden, 1925, silent. There was one before, but he never finished it.
Yeah, see, that's the only movies I can't do. I can't do the silent films. I need the talking. Oh, wait, is there at least music played? Is there any music in it? Or no?
Yeah.
Most
of them.
Then I might take that. Then I might take music.
Oh,
Yeah.
music is a huge part of silent films. Still.
Yeah, most of them have
Well,
that.
because I was watching, I think it was The Artist, and The Artist doesn't have music, right?
Well, that's a modern day silent film,
Yeah.
but a lot of the ones from the 20s and 30s, they use either a live orchestra or, of course, when home video came out, they have some type of score over it because they had to cover up like the director giving direction. If you watch Babylon, like the way they were talking, all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I was gonna say KB covered it. Yeah, if you saw movies, then it was legitimately a person with an organ in the theater playing the score to it. So it's I mean, silent films are cool. I just got to watch more of them.
Yeah, if you got Babylon music in them, I'll definitely give them another try. But The Artist, I'm like, I can't do it. I can get past 5 minutes.
or you could do what they did for Metropolis and just put like a different soundtrack over the entire movie, like what they did with Giorgio Moroder.
It's been
Put 80s movies.
Yeah, Metropolis
music.
has been rescored so many times. There's like a synth score to it that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And different tints to the film.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, Bob. Tim needs 3 channels. You all can read that whatever you want. 3 channels, Tim. We
Our
expect
channel.
next year.
I don't think YouTube will let him have the second one.
It definitely won't be monetized. That one will just be for fun.
But your audience will be huge.
True.
God.
Hey, Gorgeously Gore
Unfortunate.
is laughing at that one. So, yeah, hey, there you go. You might have a fan.
Francis.
Adam Kahn saying Charade is amazing.
Yes.
Venny saying, would you double dip on a Charade 4K?
In a second.
Yeah, easily.
The Artist does have music? I don't know. Why did I think it didn't have music then? Maybe
You
I had it
hated
on
it.
mute or something.
Yeah,
Maybe
you might
that's
have.
what I was
You
doing.
heard it was a silent film and you just turned off all the volume.
It might have been.
It was on
What's
mute.
the point?
That's, you know what? That could have been it.
It's probably why you didn't enjoy the film.
That's probably why. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? I can't do this. Let's see. Vinny saying, you think North by Northwest will get a 4K release? Well, what studio owns that one?
I want to say
That's-
Paramount.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's Paramount.
I think we have a chance then. Paramount's been pretty good.
Actually, isn't
Well,
that
Warner Brothers is
Warner
on
Brothers
this
has
one.
the Digibook?
We got Tiana in the chat. Hey everyone.
Actually, I think it's even in one of these Warner Brothers sets I just got.
MGM.
Oh, MGM.
MGM.
So
yeah,
Amazon
that's what
could bring
I'm
it out.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's what I'm thinking. It could go to Amazon streaming service. I don't think they would go physical then, but they might license it out too. So you never know.
Yeah.
All right. So we are. Tim, what are you grabbing? What do we got?
Are you dragging dead bodies again?
No, I thought it was in one of these sets. I don't know because I just opened up those Warner Brothers
There
sets.
you go.
I didn't
Showing
unbox
off
it.
the sets.
I want those. I want those so bad. But I'm like, I've waited now for a price drop. So we'll see. I
Just
totally
look for the-
forgot they were coming out this week too. I'm like, wait, they're coming out this week when you posted about it, Tim. I'm like, I missed it. Missed the pre-order.
I'm one of the few people to get them, but I think they're cool. Would I recommend them to most people? No, but I like them, and that's really all that matters.
Oh, I want them because I don't have most of the movies. Like, besides the Blockbuster box, I'm like, I have most of those. But the
The
rest of
one
them,
box
I
is
don't have most.
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
box is mostly superhero, but
Yeah.
the other three it's a good mix.
But you can't just have one box.
No, that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mentioned in the video. Actually, the three of them I really wanted, but I can't not get that one that has the mostly superhero movies. So I'm like, I got it, whatever.
I was looking at the 4K box set, and I think I only have a third of them on 4K. So
I want that 4K box set too. Yeah.
East of Eden's
See, I'm the
exclusive.
opposite. I had 2/3 of them. So
yeah,
I was like, oh.
Yeah, I think
On the morning mug, I was telling Huck that I was going to wait for a price drop, but I couldn't wait. I went ahead and got them.
Oh no, Tony.
the 4Ks,
No, just the 4 box sets.
the 4
that-
blues.
yes.
So
those look so nice.
it's magnetized.
Oh,
They're
Oh,
it's a
nice.
let's do that. Let's do
Nice.
that. Let's look at that a little
It's a beautiful package.
beautiful.
Absolutely.
It's got that
bit.
book.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
I
mean,
mean,
it
it's
looks like-
black.
It looks like Columbia Classics.
I'm putting out a video tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just
what do you
give us
do?
a little tease. That was just a little tease
You
for
guys
us.
show one off. Show one off. So the teaser.
But nobody buy it now. That way we can get a price drop, and then everybody buy it.
31
Those
days.
are the-
No, yeah.
those are the kind that I feel like the Rockies, people were up in arms because they were releasing them one at a time, which as a
Yeah.
person on a budget, I appreciated that because you're still going to get them. You just get to save up enough money each week. Whereas those are 4 intense priced items that
It's tough.
should benefit from spacing out a week
Yeah,
apart.
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, all at once, Tim,
I would
money
have
bags.
loved those
let's
like
go.
a month apart would have been good on those because you have so many movies in them too. It's like when are you gonna watch them all? It's like do it every month or something.
Yeah,
It was
$5
Yeah.
a movie.
Yeah, that's just it. It's still it is only about $5 a movie. It's not bad pricing wise, but it was funny. David at Film Collector Archive commented, he's like, "There goes a car payment." He was just joking around, but he's not
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
All right, now we are on to our second favorite.
All right, now we're in
Hitchcock
trouble. Here we
film. The
go.
runner up. Tim, what do we got?
Well, you took this.
Oh, that's
Yes.
a nice cover though.
Oh yeah,
Talk
Honest-
about it a little bit more though. I didn't say much.
I mean, we talked about it. I talked about it after you too. That the cinematography though, and this is just outstanding, absolutely incredible. But I like just watching him as a private eye, just pretty much stalking her. Not stalking, but he's following her
Stalking.
around, and it's a trippy movie. Some awesome camera angles, and I don't feel slow pacing. I don't feel the length. I think it's legitimately perfect. I love it. But you picked it, so I'm going with Notorious.
No.
Yes. Good one.
I feel like I'm either picking Cary Grant or I'm picking James Stewart. Yeah, whatever. This is great though. If you want to watch a United States spy trying to get a woman to spy on people she knows, it's damn good. This is a really good spy thriller, good romance. Ingrid Bergman is in it. You got Claude Rains. So if you want to watch, several Casablanca people, you watch this. Great movie though.
Oh, great pick.
And Claude Rains was nominated for this too. Didn't win, but
All right, Hucky.
Hmm.
What do we got?
All right. So I feel like a lot of my super duper ones are taken because I only have, like, Tony and I think we have sort of just our limitation in of the 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the super ones get scooped up pretty quick. So I feel like there's 2 left for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in the likelihood the other one's still available. I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, am I frozen?
You're back.
Now.
Am I frozen?
You're back.
Okay, there we go. We're gonna go Psycho, y'all. Gonna go ahead and do it.
Damn.
Yep, gonna do it. And so let me just say, so Psycho's the last one I watched because I had seen that before. So I wanted to watch all the other Hitchcocks, and then I said I will watch that one and see how it holds up against all these new movies. And man, I'm telling you, it was still so good. In fact, it had been so long since I'd seen Psycho, and I'm so familiar with just Anthony Perkins that I completely forget all about Vivian Leigh and how she even gets to the hotel. Like I had no memory of her, how she got there, and the whole plot about the money and the bank. I'm like, oh wow, totally didn't remember that. See, Tony, it pays to have a short-term memory. So it's like reliving the movie all over again. And from beginning to end, it was riveting. And Tony Perkins' performance is, I mean, I don't know how he didn't win an Oscar, or was he even nominated? I don't think so. But he was spectacular. So perfectly cast in that role that, yeah, to me, it's still an absolute masterpiece, up there, number 1. I can make that 1 or 2, so I made it number 2.
Yeah, you did.
This was going to be my number 2.
You can have the other one.
I'm just going to add on to say that
Yeah.
I've learned I took an entire film class on this movie and its effects in the slasher horror genre. We don't traditionally think of this as a horror movie the way we think of horror movies today,
Mm-hmm.
but for a 1960s crowd, that was horror.
Yeah.
And the thing is, funny enough, also a marketing class, because the way they marketed it was just genius. For one, he kept costs down by using his TV crew. So if it looks kind of like an Alfred Hitchcock Presents episode, it's the same people. 2, the star at the moment was Janet Leigh.
Oh, Janet Leigh. I said Vivian Leigh, didn't I?
That's I Love Lucy, right?
Yeah.
No, Vivian Vance.
Vivian, you know Vivian Leigh is.
Rabbit hole. But yeah, you have to think he's 35 years into filmmaking. He knows what he's doing, and he gets this story, and he makes this almost perfect movie. And the shock, he wouldn't let people in after the first 5 minutes. Try to do that at your local AMC today.
Oh yeah.
And that mystery and that allure is what kept people coming. You couldn't come in. You couldn't tell anybody about it. You know, of course, they ask you not to tell like they do today, but like people were telling their friends, you got to go see this movie. And you never had a psychologist or a psychoanalyst in a movie explaining at the end that was the first. And oh my gosh, it's just like a great movie. I don't think I'd be into horror movies if I didn't get into Psycho, honestly.
Does Scream have the balls to do what it did without Psycho? Because I don't think so. It basically pulled off the same marketing and same idea.
Do you want to add to that, Tony? Yeah. It sounded like it was one of your next ones too.
It was, and just exactly what he had said about that. Just the marketing of it. You think about it, there's not very many people that you have to focus on. It's a very small cast. It
could be analyzed.
It was my number 1. You know, I'm not going to.
It was mine too.
But since that was going to be my number 2, I will pick a underrated criterion, I think, that always pops up, and it's really good. It's The Lady Vanishes. So we're talking 1938, nice 96-minute movie. and it all takes place once again on a train, and it's a nice mystery that you British people for the most part as far as the cast, but if you get this, it also has some stuff from that Hitchcock Truffaut interview. It's probably the first place where I heard any part of it was on this before I got the book, before anything else. Oh, one more thing on Psycho, 7852. They talk about the shower scene. It's a documentary about the breakdown of the shower scene.
It's great.
Not as good as Hitchcock Truffaut, but really, really informative. And it really gives you a little bit of how storyboarding can really make the difference in the scene. But check out Lady Vanishes. It's a great whodunit kind of tale. Big into trains, big into spy movies. So this is a good one.
Nice.
That's another one I still need to watch. So
it's good, Mike. You should check it out.
All right,
recommendations tonight.
Oh yeah,
I really like this idea of show the true top 5, but mention something else. That was a good idea because I was afraid of us just talking about the same group of movies the whole time.
Yeah, and with Hitchcock, it's like you got to branch out more just because of his filmography is so large. We want more recommendations. Oh, and fun fact about Psycho, it was the first film to feature a toilet. If anybody knew that.
That's
trivia.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was shocking during the time. If anybody saw it in theaters and was like, "Ooh, a toilet!"
A toilet.
And then
I'm hoping the
the
toilet
70s.
isn't overshadowing the death in the scene.
Yeah. In the 70s, All in the Family was the first time you heard a toilet flush on TV.
Yep.
Archie Bunker.
And dude, it was hilarious every time.
And people just laugh because somebody flushed a toilet, of all things, right?
Well, it was usually they placed it at a time. It was timing, like either Edith or somebody's like, "Where's Archie?" and then the flush would happen, and then so you'd have a punchline with the toilet.
Yeah.
All right, Tony.
Okay, so this is tough. So we're doing number 2, right?
Number
2.
Yeah.
So my number 2 was going to be Notorious. Excellent Criterion release. So I guess my number 2 is going to be The Birds.
Yes.
Which it's good. It's a good movie. I like it. It's not very I don't know. To me, it's not very suspenseful. It's just a bunch of birds. But it's done in a way that's exciting. The kids running down the street was very distracting, very weird. But
you're selling this, Tony.
Yeah. But birds. Yeah. Anyway, that's my number 2, Birds.
That brings out the sadist in me.
All right. So
I like Birds, but I don't love it. But I feel this is actually the Hitchcock movie I have the most copies of. Look at that Steelbook. Do you have that one, Tony?
Maybe.
Throw that up.
It's
let's do
nice.
that. Let's look at that. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous one. I saw that. Wow. I basically have this thing where I see Hitchcock, I buy Hitchcock if it's a Steelbook. But also this one, I got this super cheap.
That's like that one.
Box. Oh, that's
the
sweet.
4K, right? Is that the 4K or Blu-ray?
No, they're both Blu-ray.
Okay.
Actually,
they had a nice 4K Steelbook too.
I love
that was pretty limited.
So
this is a slip box, and I want to say that the birds that you showed is inside this box.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Yeah.
Same one.
And Tim, I forgot I even had this. So
Tony, you got to find this one though. That artwork is stunning on this one.
Yeah.
I'm slow to say that any Hitchcock movie is overrated, but that's the one that's popular that I think is kind of like,
Yeah. A little bit of.
All right, I gotta defend The Birds here, okay? Because The Birds is my number 2, my true number 2. So I was gonna pull it, but nope, Tony got it. But I love The Birds. It's like a Jaws movie, but with a ton of birds. It's super fun. I think the birds are terrifying because you think about it. If the birds were to attack people, like, what are you going to do? There's so many birds out there. I think that would be super terrifying. And I love the beginning, too, with the girl who's always trying to lie. she's like trying to lie, but she really wants to meet the guy. So she's acting like she works at the bird shop and all that. It's like flirtatious in a weird way. I love all that. I think that's a good romantic angle to have. But to me, it's probably one of the most easy rewatches out of any Hitchcock movies. It's just a creature feature, turn it on. And I love how they don't explain why the birds are going crazy. They never explain it. Why are the birds after the people? You don't know. And I think that's way more terrifying. You don't know why the birds are doing this. So I love that. And then I love the ominous ending where they kind of drive off, but you don't know, hey, what's going to happen later on to these people?
Yeah.
So I think The Birds is a masterpiece. I will not have any of this blasphemy of people saying The Birds is overrated. It's amazing.
Well, and that's also the Tippi Hedren scene that I was talking about, where she was like this really like kick-ass chick, and I was like, oh man, I'm liking her character. Mm-hmm. But the other thing too, it's like the birds, like they would migrate to them, so there becomes this conversation of, are they connected? Is there some sort of evil connection with the birds and one of the characters? Therefore, no matter where they drive to, eventually will those birds find them again? That's the mysterious, really creepy part that leaves you at the end like, yeah, what's the deal with these birds?
Hey, but you know what? The cool thing is the lovebirds never attack anybody, though. So the lovebirds, they just sit in their cage. So what's going on with the lovebirds, too?
They're smart.
See, there's so many layers to the Birds movie, okay?
Yeah,
People, I mean, you can really dive into that. All right, but I got to show something else.
Yep,
I just like laughing at the kids.
So, since I got to show something else, we will go with Family Plot, Hitchcock's last movie, 1976. I like this one because I started watching, once again, Torn Curtain, Topaz, and I thought, wow, is this how Hitchcock just ended his filmography with these lackluster movies? But no, he redeems himself with Family Plot that I think is a lot of fun. I only seen it one time, though, so I'm not going to be able to give too many details on it. But I enjoyed it, so I have to go back and rewatch that one again.
Do you put that over Frenzy?
Yes. Oh, Family Plot, I have way high up there. I have that after Shadow of the Doubt for me. So it goes like Vertigo, number 6, Shadow of the Doubt, 7, and then Family Plot. I think I have. I like Family Plot a lot. So
yeah, I'm gonna get in your camp there. I loved Family Plot. That was the last one I watched just before Psycho, rewatching Psycho, and I thought that one, it was. I laughed more at that one than I did Trouble with Harry, which is why I think I need to rewatch Trouble with Harry. But that one I thought was like, it was super fun and interesting, and William Devane was fantastic, and Dern was, now because Dern he used in was it Marnie? Remember, he was the flashback guy that was beating up on the girl in Marnie. You guys remember that? And there was more of him. They just used less in the movie. And then, yeah, he remembered the performance, and he's in that. So I thought it was a good final film. You took my potential number one. Thanks, Mike.
Was it really?
That's the only one I had left.
Wow.
It's the only one I had left of all the ones I really like. So my number one's gonna be lame.
All right. Well, let's check into these comments here. I know we got a whole bunch of them. Let's see. There's definitely a lot. So let's go to, well, we gotta shout out this. Tiana loves movies with a super sticker. 549. I didn't even know you could do super stickers on live stream, so that is awesome. Thank you so much, Tiana. And then, of course, for you, we have to have a little video here, right?
This demonstration of your approval and affection has encouraged me. I will go on.
There we go. Thank you so much,
Nice.
Tiana.
Mike will go on.
Yes, I will.
Like Titanic.
All right, let's see who we got in the house right now. Wow, tons of people were joining in. We got Coco in the house. Hey guys, I've been sitting here watching for quite some time while diamond art painting. I have to say, I love coffee table movie books. Love Hitchcock. And Tony, I do remember Hitchcock at Universal.
Yeah.
Also very cool that you worked on the backlog.
So many stories.
Yeah, but did he work or did he just lean up against the cars?
No, it actually worked.
We
Although
got
there was a
Coke.
scene with Seth Rogen outside my door going, I'm like, that gravelly laugh sounds familiar. I peeked out the window. They were filming
What?
Neighbors too.
Oh,
Ryan and Coco should totally do that. So I don't know if she's still in here. I watch a channel called the Tim Tracker that I freaking love. All he does is go to theme parks around the Florida area, and I love it. It's so great. So I would definitely subscribe and watch that if you guys make a channel like that.
Tim, did you say the Tim Tracker?
Yeah, that's really it.
Okay, I'm like,
I
are you
thought
watching
that
that
too.
just because it says Tim?
There's other Tims out there.
Is that your other channel, Tim? Are you announcing that
I
one?
wish this dude makes his entire career literally out of going to theme parks. He's going to Disney almost every day.
Oh
It's
my
so
god,
cool.
that's the life right there. Yes, Coco.
Does he have a
do that.
job?
That'd be
Wow.
amazing.
That is his channel has a couple 100,000 subs.
Oh, there
Well,
you
there you
go.
go.
Nice. Oh, that's the life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing Anna saying, hi, Coco. Oh, I love diamond art paintings. I did one of the Disney princesses. Hey, Anna. Me too. It's so addicting and relaxing. Oh, I bet that is so pretty. I'm working on a Wizard of Oz one right now. Amazing, Anna. Oh, I'll need to see that. I got stuck on Legos right now. I need
Ooh,
Huck's Oscar that he has.
What's she building?
Oh my goodness. Amazing Anna has so many Lego things around the house. I could do a full-on video of like 20 different Lego projects.
What set is she building now?
Yes. Amazing Anna, which one are you building now? She does like a different one every day. So
Mike doesn't keep up with it.
You could tell he's like,
Start
I don't know,
channel.
whatever.
let's see. Mid-level media saying, even after I watched 10 new Hitchcock films, Psycho is still number one. See, Psycho to me is one that I feel is a little overrated. I think I would have it in the mid-range.
Yeah.
Mid-range for me.
Mid. Wow.
Yeah. I like it, but
You
once
just
again,
got-
I like most Hitchcock movies. Like I said, I like most of them. Some of them I think are great. There's only the two I don't like.
you got a really disapproving nod there from KB.
It's like
I don't
all
know.
three of
I
us.
love Psycho.
All three of us in here
I
went,
love that one.
no.
But that wasn't one I watched. I think because out of the Alfred Hitchcock Volume 1 set, I wonder if I watched that one last out of all them. I think I might have. So I don't have the nostalgia for it.
So I didn't have it in any of my choices. I love it for its influence and everything. I just don't find myself returning to Psycho as much. It's fantastic, but I don't really return to it much. I don't know why. It's more so like its influence on what it did that I have mad props for that movie.
Yeah, you're right, Tim. That's one I don't feel the need. I need to go back and rewatch. Like, when am I going to watch Psycho again?
It's because it's so memorable. You feel like you already know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go back and rewatch Psycho 2, though, because Psycho 2 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Hall & Oates saying, wow, Tony, I'm sold. Just a bunch of birds and a dang hooligans running down the... That part is so funny. It is hilarious. Like, it's like a dark comedy moment. Like, it's scary, but then it's hilarious.
There's
I
a
don't
little
know if it's
girl
supposed to
running
be
down the
dark
stairs.
comedy, but the music is playing, and they have, like, that little jingle going along, too, at the schoolhouse. Oh, it's perfect. It's so
Can you
good.
imagine them trying to wrangle all those kids for that?
Cody's bird review. It's just a bunch of birds. Oh, you got a penguin in there mid-level. There was
Look
no
at that.
penguins in that. Could you imagine the birds too? Attack of the Penguins.
Nice emoji use there.
Nice.
Oh, we got Venancio with the 199 super sticker. So
Very
Good
good.
job. Good job.
we gotta bust out the video. It's gonna be the same one.
Thank you.
There we go. I only had 2 videos for that. So you guys unlocked all. Well, you haven't unlocked all the secret videos yet. Actually, there is one more. That's the most special one, but we will get to that. All right. Let's see. We're at Coco saying, yes, Tim, we watch Tim Tracker every single day. We watch so many other YouTubers too. And we met 2 or 3 of them at Disney the other day. Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yep. Coco saying, it's my dream to move just outside of Orlando. We're only about 2 hours away right now so that we can go full-time vlogging, trying to convince Brian. Yes,
That was
do it.
so cool.
Do it.
When I watch
You're right there.
That's
when
my
I
favorite
watch Spin
series.
Tracker, I get legit jealous because I'm like, this dude is doing what I would love to do just once or twice a year, and he does it daily as his job, and it's like, this is fantastic.
Yep. Today was the opening of the Tron ride, and so I was watching those live streams today.
Yeah.
Where is that? Is the Tron in Japan?
Magic Kingdom.
Oh, here. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, that's where we're going for our honeymoon. All right. No, honeymoon.
Yeah, I've been watching so much stuff like
Our
Super
summer
Mario Land in Universal. I've watched a whole tour of that. You can live vicariously through YouTube videos.
Well, Tim, if you go there, we'll meet up. Hard Copy Blue saying Psycho 2 is solid, Mike. So yeah, see, I think Psycho 2 might be better than Psycho 1. Just for enjoyment level. So
isn't that
I
Pop's
like
favorite
Psycho
movie?
2. Psycho 2 is fun. Yeah, I think that is Pop's favorite.
Yeah.
Or one of his favorites for sure.
Yeah.
It's a good
It's up
movie.
there.
It's a good movie, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
You
But it's
definitely
not
get more
Psycho.
Norman.
I remember Pops challenged my Princess Bride with his Psycho 2. Sadly, Psycho 2 did not triumph over Princess Bride during the battle.
All right, so I think we are now on to our first favorite Hitchcock film, number
Anybody got their number one?
Do we have any left, Tony?
one. Yeah, right.
I don't.
Mine is definitely not left. So Tim, what do we got?
All right. Well, Huck stole it like back in round 2, I think. It was Rope. I freaking love Rope.
Nice.
Rope is, I'm a sucker for, like I talk about, I love cinematography, and especially doing a one-shot movie at that time period with the constraints he had. That movie is massively impressive. I love the set design. Like I said, I love that it looks like a set. I love that movie. But I'm going to go with one that I don't feel like you guys or anyone else is giving enough love. Saboteur. I thought it was a blast. I enjoyed this one so much. The 4K is incredible, but I like the whole, it falls in, I guess, not mistaken identity, but mistakenly assumed he's a killer. He's being hunted throughout the country, and there's this cool scene where the guy is blind and he's still handcuffed, and he's trying to act like he's not handcuffed because he doesn't know the guy's blind yet. That scene's awesome. I love this movie. It's great. It's I don't know how long it is. It felt like it zoomed by. I loved it. And especially the ending with the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, I loved it. It's so good. Didn't get enough love.
It's a good pick, man.
It is.
All right, Huck.
Already going to me. I'm like, let's see.
Are you not prepared, Huck?
I'm
Start
licking
with
my
what your
fingers.
true number one was.
All right. Well, I mean, this is all we got left, right? So to share with the audience, Huck's actual top 5 was The Man Who Knew Too Much, North by Northwest, Rope or Rear Window, and Psycho. That's how I wanted it to unfold. It did not land that way. So we get to end with Frenzy.
Oh, nice.
Frenzy had some fun stuff to it. Nice little murder mystery thing. Yeah, I mean, certainly not the strongest, but of all the ones I had left, I'm going to go with that one.
Strong recommendation.
Right? That's all I got. That's all I could muster. I felt so defeated.
It didn't have any birds in it, so that was one good thing about it, right?
That's right.
Frenzy is a good, solid movie, though. Like, if you're a
It
horror
is.
movie fan, especially the slasher genre, besides Psycho, that's the next one to go to is Frenzy. All right, KB, what do we got?
All right, so Vertigo was supposed to be my number one. It took a while for me to get this, so I understand where people say it's too long, it's too slow, too much of a slow burn, whatever. But when it became the number one movie on Sight and Sound in 2012, I said, I have to understand why people love this movie so much. And over time, I got it. But since it's already been picked, I'm going to go back to that 4 movie set that you held up before, Mike. And I'm going to go with
Great pick.
Henry Fonda and Vera Miles, once again, from Psycho, in The Wrong Man. I would say this is Hitchcock at his most serious. It's so serious, he doesn't even have a cameo in it.
Really?
He just does the voiceover at the beginning, and he says something like, all of this is true or something like that. But it's based on a Story in Life magazine, I want to say, about basically a man who got accused of a crime because the killer looked just like him. Once again, mistaken identity, Hitchcock's favorite. And this is not given away, but you see the actual killer. And the way they reveal it is movie making magic. It is beautiful, especially considering the time you're looking at 1956. So just great movie. Vera Miles is probably the best part in it to me, to see where she begins and where she ends up at the end of the movie. Definitely one people don't talk about, you know, Bird, Psycho, Vertigo, whatever, but more people need to know about The Wrong Man, and it is Warner Archive. If you want to look for it individually, I think they were available. So definitely get into The Wrong Man. Good stuff.
Henry Fonda is incredible in it. I freaking love Henry Fonda. I swear, I'm saying, like, Hitchcock worked with almost every single major actor and actress throughout that time period. My God, every single movie is just solid actor and actress the whole way.
And even when he was doing movies over in England, it was the same thing. We don't know them because we don't know film history necessarily from then. But two guys who was in The Lady Vanishes, and they're going back and forth on the train, and their banter is just like so well timed. They were a comedy duo that were like the number one. They were like the Abbott and Costello of the UK at the time, but he got them in his movie. So it's not just what he did here in the States. He was doing it over on the other side of the pond as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, great choice with The Wrong Man, and I love how it opens with Hitchcock introducing the movie, because Hitchcock doesn't actually cameo in the movie at all. He just does the introduction, but it's really cool and different.
Yeah.
Tony.
So Tony doesn't have any other movies to talk about. My number one, 100% is Psycho. That's my number one. So since my number one was picked, I would like to talk about this film.
Yay!
Anthony Hopkins and Helen Mirren. This right here is this is mostly about Hitchcock's wife. I can't remember her name all of a sudden. Yes, exactly. And this film is really a really good kind of biopic type film, and it's all based upon the time where he was filming Psycho. If you've never seen this one is definitely worth a watch. If you like Hitchcock, you definitely need to see this film here. But Psycho is my number one, so I can't talk about anything else.
Tony, what was that one called? Just Hitchcock?
Yeah, Hitchcock.
It's a nice recommendation, though.
Yeah, so you have supposed to be
Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
That's an all-star cast right there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, I never even heard of that movie before, but great recommendation. Great. I want to check that out.
And one more thing, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Show it.
So this right here was this is what I started out with my Hitchcock. As you can see, there some of them are in bags, but this right here was a really good set that you could get from. I want to say I got these from Hamilton Book when they had their sale. But if you don't have any of the Hitchcock films, these are really inexpensive, especially now that the 4Ks come out. But this has a wide variety of films. So I like the consistency of the spines and everything.
Yeah.
It appeals to the collector in you.
It's part of Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece series, and it has a majority of those older films that everybody's talking about.
Yeah, that Hitchcock biopic that you mentioned, I remember like renting it from Redbox, and then that night I also went on HBO and watched the one called The Girl with Sienna Miller playing Tippi Hedren.
Oh, really?
So it was really cool to see like one based on the making of Psycho, and then the other one based on the making of The Birds, back to back.
Yeah, is that still on streaming?
Yeah, it should be on HBO Max.
It's The Girl.
The Girl. Yeah. Sienna Miller plays Tippi.
I'll have to watch that.
Yeah.
Great recommendation. Yeah, I didn't know about that one either. So those are
Nice.
both biopics then. Those two,
Yeah.
Hitchcock and the girl.
Nice double feature.
And Tony, Scarlett Johansson was playing Janet Leigh, right?
Yes,
That's cool.
I
All
don't
right.
remember who played Norman.
All right, Mike.
Yes, my number one, of course, it's been talked about a whole bunch, but I love this movie. So out of the set, the first one I watched was Rear Window, and that made me fall in love with Hitchcock. Without watching Rear Window first, I would probably not have any other Hitchcock movie, because to me, Rear Window is a masterpiece. It has everything Hitchcock does great. You got amazing romance, amazing comedy, amazing drama, mystery, suspense. I love the way it looks, how once you guys were saying, you get to see everybody's little individual lives going on and trying to piece together all their stories. And then you're guessing back and forth, hey, did this person really do murder his wife? Did he not? So Rear Window to me is the most inventive out of any Hitchcock film, and I love it. It's perfect. But because I was already chosen, I got to pick something else from my collection here. So we'll go back to that 4-film collection. I was going to go with The Wrong Man, but KB took that one. So, all right. So the only last one I have left is I Confess, which, you know what? I looked at my ranking list again, and this one isn't at the way bottom. It's like 5th or 6th from the bottom. So that's still pretty good. I'd recommend this over like 5 other Hitchcock movies I've seen. I do like the idea of the movie, telling a priest confessing a murder, and then what does the priest do? The priest isn't supposed to say anything because it's a confession, and then just wrestling with that idea I think is pretty fascinating. So I do like the idea of the movie, not executed so well, which is where it kind of falls apart, but initial premise I think is quite intriguing. So I will say I Confess. But yes, pick up this archive collection set. I mean, you're getting Suspicion, Wrong Man, Dial M for Murder, which to me are some of Hitchcock's best films. So for those 3 alone, it's worth it.
And they all are available separately too for anyone.
Yeah.
But they're also good. I mean, it's like the only one I could think about not having is I Confess. But like, you need to have Dial M for Murder. You need Suspicion. You need The Wrong Man. So might as well get them.
I don't know what the archives have. For some reason, I like to collect them separate. So.
Brick collector, I see.
I bought those WB sets to condense some stuff. I make no sense at all. But anyways, for anyone have this, the Blu-ray set for Bates Motel?
No.
I got the individual season releases with the slip.
It is the no slip, but the individuals are all in there. But
Great series.
Is that missing one?
Well, that's because it's being watched. That's why.
Oh, okay, nice.
But also, KB called it out. I want to get that whole set that he was talking about. But definitely, anyone check this out if you haven't seen it. It's Hitchcock TV. It's if you like those anthology single episode stuff, it's really good. Hell, I found this thing for like $1. It's 39 episodes. It's packed.
$1?
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, $1 I found this for. But yeah, you get tons of great people in it. So definitely
I'd buy that for $1.
Ba-doom.
Yeah, and if you're not sure if you're gonna like the shows or not, like go with this collection that everybody else was already showing, the Ultimate Collection, because that has some episodes in there from both the Alfred Hitchcock shows. Like 5 episodes from each, so you get like 10 episodes in there, something like that. Yeah, and some of them are pretty good if you enjoy anthology stories. Some of them are gems in there. So good call. I almost forgot about those. All right, so we do have a lot to get to, but we got one last little surprise, everybody. You guys know we got another panel member, right?
What?
You know we need to always have a full panel of 6 people on this, so everybody go ahead and enjoy.
Mike and everybody, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Sorry I can't make tonight's live stream, but I will be on spring break the week that this live stream is coming out. So I do appreciate you asking me about my top 5 Hitchcock favorites. So I do know my number 1 and number 2. Those two are pretty solid. These number 3 and 5, 3, 4, and 5 slots are going to be a little bit more fluid, depending on the time of day. But for right now, these are my top 5. So I'll share those as well as the answer to the second question you had. So let's go. The number 5 film for me for Alfred Hitchcock is his only film to win Best Picture. It was one of the first films he did when he came to the United States, and it is Rebecca. This is one of his first collaborations with producer David O. Selznick. This film won Best Picture. Hitchcock also released Foreign Correspondent the same year, but this one won Best Picture. Fantastic film. Laurence Olivier, Joan Fontaine, amazing movie. Another film is a film that I love for many reasons. One of the reasons is it's a train movie. I love movies on trains. And it is one of his last movies in Britain, and it is The Lady Vanishes. This is from 1938. Great film. So this came out a couple years before he would make Rebecca. Just a fantastic film. Love this mystery on a train from Alfred Hitchcock. It is spine number 3 in the Criterion Collection. So great film. Rebecca is spine number 135 in the Criterion Collection. And then the next title is a title that is fantastic film. It is a war movie, espionage, love story. Cary Grant, Ingrid Bergman, Claude Rains. Fantastic film coming in at spine 137 in the Criterion Collection. It is Notorious. This is one of Hitchcock's best films. I love this movie. This key that you see here on the cover plays a very important role in the plot. So great film to check out. And now we come to my top 2 Hitchcock films. Now, these films, depending on what mood I'm in, they could interchange between 1 and 2. It really just comes down to which one is number 1 and which one is number 2. And for me, I think number 1 has got to be Psycho and number 2 is Vertigo. So Vertigo is number 2, Psycho is number 1. This is the Alfred Hitchcock's 4K set, of course, that came out a couple years ago. And these are 2 of the greatest films of all time. They're 2 nearly perfect films. And I just absolutely love these films from Alfred Hitchcock as my finger is getting in the way of the camera. But anyway, those are my top 5 favorite Hitchcock films. Now, you also wanted to know what I felt about a Vertigo remake. Now, apparently there's a remake of Vertigo that is in production or about to be in production that will star Robert Downey Jr. And I gotta be honest with you, my initial reaction was, no way, okay? We don't need a Vertigo remake any more than we needed a remake of Psycho that came out several years ago. But then I take a step back and I say, you know what? I'm gonna give it a chance. I think it's going to be important to see who's directing this movie. Hitchcock brought a unique flair to Vertigo that helped make this a great film in terms of the way he paced the film, his direction of the actors, the mood that he set in this story. So it's going to be very interesting to see what another director can bring, because Hitchcock used some excellent techniques around blocking a scene and just creating the atmosphere and setting up the story in a nearly perfect way. So what is this director going to bring to the table? The other thing is the acting. How good a job are the actors in this film going to do? Of course, in this film, you had James Stewart and you had Kim Novak, both excellent actors. Really enjoyed them. I also enjoyed the actor who played Gavin Elster in the original movie. So how are these new actors going to perform? The other thing is the story. Are they going to bring something new to the story? So these are all the elements I'm thinking about when I think about whether or not a remake would be a good idea for Vertigo. So I'm just playing wait and see. So let me know what you all think about a Vertigo remake. But again, hope you all have an awesome stream and we'll see you next time with the movies. Peace.
Hey, James.
That was great.
Yeah, James.
So,
Yeah,
James,
I know I was feeling his presence tonight.
Say,
I,
Did that surprise you all?
yes,
Was that a good little
Yeah, that was
surprise?
nice. James, that was good to see you, buddy. That was so nice.
I thought his take on the remake was very balanced, and I like that because I've said it many times that I'm not against remakes. I'm actually worst case scenario. Say this remake comes out and it's absolute ass.
Yep.
It's terrible. You know what it's gonna do? More people will probably check this out. People that haven't checked it out in the first place. That alone makes it worth it. If it's a terrible movie, you just put it to the side and forget about it. But if more people check this one out, it was worth it.
yeah, I
You know,
totally
I've heard
agree.
say that so often that was going to be my comment. So Tim, there it is. That's true. Yeah.
So Huck, you're okay with the remakes as well then?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, and think about it too. It's like there is an audience that will never ever watch Vertigo. There's a younger audience.
That's my wife right there. Amazing Anna's
Yeah,
not
they don't
going to
care about
watch it, but
kids,
I
they
will
don't care
take her
about
to the
Vertigo.
new one.
Yeah, and if you're getting Robert Downey Jr., who's one of the top stars in film right now, and that'll bring awareness to the film, and then people like that film, hey, that's great. I mean, look, to be honest, Vertigo wasn't even my favorite. Like, it wasn't even my top 5 because a lot of the sexuality towards her was, I mean, obviously it's a product of his time, but it's a little disturbing if you really watch it. I mean, like he keeps trying to make her someone she's not, and that bothers me. It bothers me when I watched it, and has nothing to do with the time because that's part of the story, and he chose to use that as a plot. And I'm not a big fan of doing that kind of stuff to women, so that part of the plot made me dislike the film in a way that everyone finds it perfect. That is what makes it not perfect. And the ending, I wasn't a super fan of either. So if they can change things like that so it's a little not so discriminating and yet still keep the other parts I did like about Vertigo, I'm keen to see what they do.
All right, KB, what are you thinking on this remake news?
I'm echoing everything that everyone said. I mean, it's nice for a new audience to at least show some interest in a classic like Vertigo. Like Tim said, if it gets them to watch the original, because people are completists by nature, even better. They'll get a better movie out of it. But I don't know. RDJ, Paramount is going to do their best to at least acknowledge the original and show some respect to it, you would think. So I'll check it out. But, is it going to replace Vertigo? I doubt it.
No.
You're telling me
We
it's
don't
not
really
going to
need
be
it.
the number one greatest movie of all time? Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
If it took like Rear Window, I think is basically perfect, and Disturbia was a great remake. So if they can do something of that caliber, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, as
Tony,
long as they
what do you
don't.
think?
As long as they don't handle it like they did Psycho, trying to do
Shot for shot is never the way to go.
Yeah, they need to modernize it. If they're going to do a new film, they need to modernize it, do the same kind of storyline, but make it for today's time, which I guess is what they're doing.
Yeah, if they keep Gus Van Sant and Brian De Palma away from this, it'll be a decent thing. I don't like De Palma doing Hitchcock.
Yeah, I think this movie can work, but you got to change up the style like you all were saying. Definitely no shot-for-shot remakes. Make it just a big, giant, like, blockbuster action, pick up the pace, but still have some of the Hitchcock elements in there of the mystery, the suspense, and give us a different twist in there. I don't want to predict it, but if they can surprise us with a really awesome ending, I think that's going to be key. What is the ending? I think that's going to sell me if it's really a great movie, but make it like a 2-hour movie too. None of this. Don't make it a 3. I don't know why everybody's doing 3-hour movies now. Stop with these 3-hour movies.
I don't think they will do. I don't think it'll be a 3-hour movie.
Please.
Yeah, no one's going to go to the
hope
theater
not.
for a 3-hour Vertigo.
No.
No way. No way.
I just wanted to touch on too, because James brought up the artwork for this, which I love this so much. But not saying anyone has to watch my Mondo video, but for anyone that did watch that, I said how Mondo. Thank you. How Mondo brought about artists to the space that wouldn't have been there without them. This is done by Greg Ruth, who got a start at Mondo. He also did the Power of the Dog Criterion. He also did All About Eve Criterion. So these covers don't exist without Mondo happening. So just calling that out, basically. So even people that don't care in the slightest about posters, this doesn't exist without them.
And if you're a big Funko fan, you gotta watch it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love that Tim video. I mean, he says so many great phrases about Funko. I mean,
it's glowing.
Yeah. There's
with
another
that
word
one.
that begins with F. Yeah.
I was going to make
Funko.
a comparison about the key from Notorious and the key from Dial M for Murder. A lot of similarities there.
Yep. Good call.
So is
But I love
$30 a
them.
good price for that 4-pack that you have, KB and Mike?
Oh God, yeah,
That-
$30.
That
For
four,
Blu-ray, that is a great price. I feel like I got it slightly cheaper, but
Yeah.
$30 is still good.
Mine
'Cause
was on sale and it was like almost half price. But yeah, 30 is good because you're talking what, $7.50 a movie?
Yeah, so that's better
Yeah.
than
For
the
blue?
feature.
Yeah.
because it's always sat at about $37. What's that? Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you could get it for 30, definitely do that.
Yeah, so that's better than if you were to buy those four for 44 deal.
49.
Yeah,
49.
I mean, it used to be the deal used to be 4 for 44. There
For
used to be
44. I
11
know.
before the inflation, but
Yeah.
it's a really good deal.
Yeah, and that's like I said, usually at 38. So the fact that I just looked over at it and it's not 30.58, I'm like, maybe it's time. Because you guys picked all 4 of those at some point.
All of those are good.
Dude,
On-
just do it for Dial M and The Wrong Man Alone, and it's worth it.
Suspicion. So good.
Yeah, Suspicion is
Yeah.
really good.
Suspicion.
Don't
yeah.
start on I Confess. Save that for
No.
the last one, and you'll
No.
you'll be happy any way you go.
Should I? I feel like that's the worst, though. Shouldn't I start with that to get it out of my system and then end strong?
No.
Yeah.
It all depends. Like some people want their bad news up front, their medicine, then their sugar.
Maybe I'll tuck it in.
So are you all excited about Robert Downey Jr. being the main lead there? Does that get you more excited, less excited? It doesn't really make a difference. Because I mean, look at this. Look at this right there.
I'm happy to see him in something.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a
That
great
gets
actor.
me more excited for the movie.
As long as he's not talking to animals, I'm okay.
Oh gosh.
What a mess.
Oh, that was so bad. That was so bad. I forgot about that movie completely. Yeah, he needs something. He needs a redeeming.
Yeah.
role. So that could be it. He could make a.
And who
a
is?
great
Have they
statement
said
of
who the
that.
director is?
No.
It's not selected yet.
Is
I don't
it Guy
think
Ritchie?
anything selected besides it being Vertigo remake and Robert Downey Jr. That's all I've heard.
Can you imagine Guy Ritchie's Vertigo?
That would be so good. I'd be so hyped. Guy Ritchie has been doing so many movies lately. Like he's had 2 new movies come out month to month right now. So with Operation Fortune and then Covenant.
I can't picture his style though. Like he has a specific style, and I can't picture that meshing with Vertigo.
Well, we got to change it up though. We got to change
it'll
up
be a
the
whole
genre
different-
with this one. We got to have more action in there.
Sylvester Stallone's Vertigo. Get out of this tower,
Cinema Man saying Psycho influenced a lot of movie scores today, and movies like Friday the 13th and Split and American Psycho. Plus, that look Perkins gives the camera at the very end. Very disturbing.
Oh, so good.
You can see the
That
skull.
ending is great. I love that ending. What is going on here in the chat? Dell saying, no one, Tim, my hitch is bigger than yours. Did I miss something here? What is going on here?
What did we miss?
Yeah, this is Gizmo. Hitch Cookie has the biggest D. What?
Oh, Gizmo Show.
They got bored.
We got pop culture
Yeah.
here. It's on Peacock. What's on Peacock? One of the documentaries? Maybe.
Hitchcock on
Let's
Peacock.
see. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Holland saying 3-hour Vertigo to sleep. Not a fan. Let's see. Capri saying I usually love Vince Vaughn, but the Psycho remake I pretty much pretend doesn't exist.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Holland. I want Michael Bay's Vertigo. Let's go. Michael Bayham. Let's
Spinning
do
camera around the bell tower.
Hey, that will give you vertigo. He's onto something there.
The Golden
That's not a
Gate Bridge
bad idea.
explodes.
Drone shot up the tower. Across the bridge. Yeah.
Holland, I
And then
think you're
walk
on
in
to something
slow-mo.
there. I do. Yes. All right. So I know we probably mentioned most Hitchcock movies, but anybody got some Hitchcock honorable mentions they want to shout out? Yes. Let's go to KB.
All right. So I mentioned it a couple times, but I'll just hold it up. This is the Hitchcock Truffaut documentary. A lot of good people involved in this. including Uncle Marty and the guy who did Logan. I forget his name. Mango. Yeah.
Yeah, James Mango.
We brought up the remake, but keep in mind there is original, The Man Who Knew Too Much, with one of my favorite character actors, whose name I forget right now.
It doesn't
He
have
was in
Doris
M.
Day though.
Huh?
I said it doesn't have Doris Day though.
Oh well, que sera. And
That
then
nice.
I'm surprised no one brought this up, but this is actually pretty good. I have the 2 copies of this, so this one is still sealed, but this is a good story. So Foreign Correspondent is fun. And also the Blu-ray is an excellent transfer as well. So those are my 3.
KB, was that Peter Lorre on the?
Thank you. Thank
Is it?
you.
Okay.
All I kept thinking was M.
Yeah, I was going by the face, and I was like,
Yes,
it looked like
Peter
Peter
Lorre.
Lorre.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I don't
so
have.
KB Oh, there we go. We got some right there. Huck, I thought you went through all yours.
Well,
What we
no,
got?
this is the thing. No, and this is for me. I don't have honorable mentions, but these are the 3 I want to see that I've yet to see because I just got these in, and that is To Catch a Thief, Lifeboat, and Stage Fright. So those are not necessarily honorable mentions, but they are soon to be, hopefully, new fan faves for me.
Hey, watch To Catch a Thief so you can learn why I call it chicken and beer.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then KB, I know you brought up the original, the Man Who Knew Too Much. You would recommend that, getting the criterion of that one, even if like we've seen the remake, we love the remake. It's still worth it to go back to the original?
I think so. I mean, the remake is better. It's kind of like you went back to the drawing board and did a better job, but this is where it started. And, it's good to have that perspective when you look at the new one.
Yeah, it's funny how it's a new one and it's from the 50s.
Yeah, the newer of the 2.
Yeah.
But that's interesting how it's like the same director remade his own movie. I don't know if that's ever happened before. That's the only time I can think of.
Funny Games. He did it in whatever country, and then he did the American remake with Bob's favorite Naomi Watts.
Yeah.
And Tim Roth.
All right. And Tim, did we have any other honorables? Did we go through everything?
We went through so much. I mean, I've seen a lot more, but making me think a lot here. Well, Echo Lifeboat.
Let's see that. That one looks nice.
Let me see that Lifeboat.
Look at that.
Well, I mean, I have to find it in here. It's that book that I couldn't find stuff in. It has pages in between, but it's a cool book though. This is a cool set. Yeah,
so that book has movies as well.
It does.
I like that one. I want that
movies in a book.
I know, right? But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to find the movies of what I'm looking on here. There's Rebecca, but yeah, it's a cool set though, and this is a hard acrylic. It's cool.
And then Tony, did you have any other editions, or you went through them all?
Yeah, I pretty much went through them all. I do have other editions, but
they're somewhere.
Yeah.
Everybody went through all mine, so I don't have any more.
I do want to get that house, the House of Hitchcock.
Such a cool.
Or actually get the one that KB has, the KB and the Gigi book.
Yeah, they have a newer version. This is the original one.
I like the original. I like that original.
And theirs has the Alfred Hitchcock Present episodes on it.
Oh,
but mine does not.
Yeah.
So get the Ultra edition instead of the Masterpiece collection.
I like that packaging though.
Yeah, it's nice.
Is that the only difference, KB? Is that these have the Hitchcock Presents and then yours just has the movies?
Yeah, I looked it up on Blu-ray.com. I think that was the only difference. All the special features, all the discs are the same and everything. What you got there, Tim?
Yeah,
I would love that.
I saw a video with that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's
so
beautiful.
Cool. Yeah.
Individual movie cans for each movie to hold the disc.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Wow.
I want that.
I feel like I changed my mind. I want that one now.
How many movies is in that? Is that all of them?
No, it's not all 53. I think it's mostly the Universal ones.
That's what we need, though, a collection
That's a
with
sweet
every single one. I mean, it's tough to do because of all the studios and licensing and like what studio gets to distribute, but that would be amazing.
It's 16 movies, so it's not a lot of movies, but like it's round tins and the name of the movie is written on the side. It's really classy looking. I would love to get it. It's just it's so much because it's way out of print. It's this one I'm looking at here, eBay. It's 600. So
Yeah,
Oh
and
my goodness.
you'll see an Instagram post tomorrow where Tim has it.
oh, here's one for 290. That's more reasonable.
190. There you go.
That's nothing for you, Tim. You just spent like 1,000 on the 200 for 4 winners.
I think it's everything in here.
Don't tempt me.
Don't tempt yourself.
All right, let's run through these last comments and then we'll kind of close out here. So we got Dell, who finally revealed his first two, Psycho and Vertigo.
There you go.
Bob saying Psycho or Birds is number one for me. Yes, another Birds fan. Yes. Pop Culture saying the Hitchcock show is on Peacock. Well, there you go.
Oh, nice.
Good point. Yep. Venancio saying, I think I'm going to go through the Psycho series now. Thanks, Mega and Panel. Yes. The entire Psycho series. Yes. Dilated Entertainment. I'm watching Lifeboat tonight. Ooh,
Nice.
Good choice.
It's a Tarantino in 1940.
You know what's really funny too with Lifeboat? A couple of years ago, there was a documentary short for the Oscars that was called Lifeboat. And I went to work and I started telling a guy about it. I'm like, this is a good documentary short. You should check it out. And he ended up watching Hitchcock's Lifeboat because he didn't know what I was talking about. I was like, you still won. You still watched something good.
That's funny.
That's happened to me before where I'm like, I thought I was watching a certain movie, and then by then you're like, wait, no, that was the wrong movie. That's happened to me. Bob saying, KB, I didn't say this, but you look solid with the shaved head and no hat. There you go. You got a fan.
Thank you, Bobby Blue.
Jordo's Video Village evening, just sitting down at my desk. What did I miss? You missed it all, Jordo. What happened?
Replay.
All right, buddy, recap.
Oh, Dilated said, I meant it feels like a Tarantino film from 1940. All right, so let's go ahead and give everybody a chance to kind of close out and promote anything they would like and any last words to the audience. So, Tim, take it away.
This is a long stream, but this is a lot of fun. Thank you for the invite, Mike.
Any last minute books to promote?
No, I got more. I got more books in the other room. That definitely should be like a video. But anyways, my live stream for the top 25 90s. That's Saturday night. That's gonna be a lot of fun. That's all. Yeah. Yay.
Yay movies.
Yeah, movies.
All right, Huck.
Yeah, go see Tim's show Saturday night. I'll just promote that. I believe we have scheduled our second episode of the Collectors Club is going to be Sunday, April 16th at around the same time, 6 p.m. So we haven't picked the person's channel yet, but it'll be on one of them. So be on the lookout for around there. That's what we're planning. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, yeah. There it is. I'm done. Can't follow that.
All right. And KB.
KB loves movies. Busy week this week. Tomorrow I have a conversation with Tracy, Nerdy Film Girl. On Friday, I am going to be having a late night chat with the dude who loves movies. In addition to that, on Friday afternoon, I will be on Commander Nerds podcast. We'll be chopping it up. And then Saturday, I'll be honored to sit in on Tim Talks Talkies top 25 in the 90s results live stream. So catch me everywhere.
Catch me everywhere.
All right, and Tony.
Yep, Basement Blues. You can find me. I guess I'll be doing my live stream on Thursday night with Mid-Levolution over on my channel. Of course, tomorrow tomorrow's Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow night
Yeah.
we have Ken's induction into the Physical Media Hall of Fame over on Bob's channel. And then nothing on Friday. And then I think I'll be on the live stream with Tim and the gang on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
you can't.
I gotta give me a calendar.
There's a good bet you're on all of them, Tony. So
You're always invited.
All right, and then for my channel, I do have a stream tomorrow night, which we are going to be going over our favorite Best Picture winners. So Best Picture ranking stream. So let's look at the thumbnail. Look at that amazing panel right there. How amazing is that? So you definitely want to stop by for that stream, of course. And then, you know, I'm always dropping videos out of the theater reactions. Got Mario to go see, so got to do one for that. And then just deal videos and ranking and news videos. Oh, KB saying not so good.
3.5.
Ooh. All right. Well,
3.5 for Mario. Really?
3.5 stars for Mario. Ooh.
You tell
I'm
me
guessing
different.
out of 5.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yes.
Out of 5, not so bad. Out of 10, it's pretty bad.
Animation's great though.
I love animation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but that's it for us tonight, everybody. Have a good time out there. Go watch some Hitchcock movies. So have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Later.
Go watch a movie.